And we are live here on the WardyMLB platform. How we doing, everybody? My name is Tyler Ward, but as many of you guys who maybe are chiming in here tonight know me as Wardy there, most notably for my continued daily work on the WardyNYM platform, where I cover all things New York Mets, as well as you guys can find my work there in the Bleacher Report app, either going over the New York Mets or MLB-wide topics that I do every single week, or you guys can also check me out there as I'm a recurring contributor with the New York Post. And this is all thanks here on WardyMLB, presented by our great friends at Pregame Sports. And tonight we have a very exciting in-game play-by-play commentary reaction watch party with yours truly, as well as our great friend here, that being Jim at Ballcap Sports. Jim is one of the more notorious MLB content creators out there in the game today. You guys will see him with his off-season, in-season, and playoff content every single year hitting the algorithm. He does a fantastic job. Great friend of mine, and we are both very excited to get into tonight's matchup, as I'll be sharing my point of view, not just necessarily as a Mets fan, but as a baseball fan as a whole, weighing not only what's going on with the Yankees, but as well as the Blue Jays. And my good friend Jim, who will be coming in here right around an hour into the game or so. He is a diehard Blue Jays fan, but is a very level-headed fan as well. So it's going to make for great banter, great commentary, and hopefully a really fun and entertaining Game 3 of the ALDS between the New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays. But everybody first chiming in, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. We are trying to grow this platform plenty over the course of MLB playoffs into the offseason, pumping out weekly MLB-wide content, not only in-game watch parties and reactions like this from one fan to another, but as well as all the fun individual player breakdowns that we will have throughout the course of the offseason, getting into highlights of individual performances, maybe not so much of a highlight, but more so of a low light regarding guys that maybe have had struggles to varying degrees, and a whole lot more here on the platform in the coming weeks to months. Thank you guys so much for the support, and if you are a follower of mine from WardyNYM, thank you so much for chiming in. I really do appreciate that as well. We got Raving Sports in the chat. We got Scott Sandler in here as well. Scott, how we doing, my guy? Thank you guys so much. Again, this is going to be a really interesting one. The first ever live show here on the WardyMLB Raving Sports platform. Very excited for the first one to be a huge Game 3 ALDS matchup, where myself, I've been doing watch parties like this throughout the course of the season, covering the Mets as well as other MLB teams. And I've been doing watch parties for a number of years over the past 5-6 years now. And when it comes to MLB-wide content beyond just the New York Mets, I've been doing this the past easily 2.5-3 years now for Bleacher Report there in the app, going over the Yankees, going over the Mariners, going over the Philadelphia Phillies, going over the Boston Red Sox. Your team, I likely talked about them in some form or fashion. Hopefully it was more positive than negative, but that was all an indication based on how that team was likely performing at the time. But today, speaking of teams performing, the Yankees have not done that over their past 72 hours worth of baseball games, as they got curb stomped 10-1 there in Toronto against the Yankees, and Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who looks like a man possessed, against a team that he's trying to avenge for his father, as he famously is trying to do here in Yankee Stadium especially, which is what makes this such an enthralling, really exciting Game 3, as well as the Game 2 matchup, where you just had an absolute stud on the mound there. It's fitting how Schlittler does what he does for the Yankees to close out the wild card series, and then you have your Savage do what he just did 2 days ago for the Blue Jays in a very similar dominant fashion. I mean, the Yankees batters look like they all saw ghosts, and the unfortunate reality for them is that no, it wasn't a ghost. It was just a rookie right-hander that absolutely carved you up and dominated for the most part. So now the Blue Jays winning handsomely 13-7 in Game 2 gets them set in a comfortable position here at Yankee Stadium, which is a very bizarre thing to say about the Toronto Blue Jays and the New York Yankees, because if there's one thing that I think most fans of any team in baseball can agree, is not an easy place to play, especially come postseason time. When facing these Yanks, they have had flair for the dramatic plenty. They feed off of their roaring crowd of north of 50,000, and they're a team and a fan base that's not only historic, but has the expectation to win every single season. And while those expectations have certainly not been met by this team that we have seen over the past decade plus, one thing is certain: they're in a win-now stage. You have the best player on the planet for the most part in Aaron Judge, who they're hoping can step up and really separate himself from what he has otherwise done in previous playoff runs. He hasn't necessarily been horrendous every year, but how much has he been rather a full needle mover for this Yankees team? This is a series Series that can really be a latest defining one for his playoff tenure as a New York Yankee, which can hopefully eliminate more stereotypes or amplify something greater than what it currently is. When you look at what is going on in this matchup against a Blue Jays team, mind you, this is a Jays team that I think we can all agree has defied the odds throughout the course of the season. From what the initial preseason expectation was to now the reality is that this team is really, really good, and they have guys firing on all full cylinders at the right time. You're getting bounce back seasons from guys like their Dalton Varsho, a key first-year acquisition in Andres Jimenez. Then you look at, of course, the value that brings in not only Vladimir Guerrero Jr., but George Springer, who can stay relatively healthy this time around. Anthony Santander finally back after he was on the north of the 60-day IL for a while. All these guys can and are being impactful for you. Pair that with a Blue Jays pitching staff that only got better at this past year's trade deadline by bringing in Mr. Shane Bieber. Not Justin, we're talking Shane here as he toes the rubber against the Yankees and the Bronx for this Game 1 matchup. And speaking of this Game 1 matchup, everybody, I think there's no better way to get this party started than by taking a quick preview into tonight's matchups when looking at the laps between these respective teams. Again, everybody, share this with your friends, get them set. This is going to be a really fun, very entertaining, and hopefully a dramatic Game 3 in the Bronx between the Yankees and the Blue Jays. Regardless on who I may personally want to win, I just want it to be a great ball game more than anything else. As a true baseball fan, I believe you guys are hoping for the same thing. Now, as we get into the lineups today, everybody, we'll start with the Toronto Blue Jays. Batting leadoff is the veteran World Series champ. Cheating scandal and all, it doesn't matter. He's still a great player, and that is Mr. George Springer. Springer's batting .250 with over 1,000 OPS so far this postseason. And left, we have Mr. Davis Schneider, who, yes, has a .333 average and 833 OPS there, commanding left field. At first base, it is the best player that we have seen in these playoffs, you could rightfully say thus far, Mr. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. himself. And what is Vladdy wanting to do? What has he done? He has dominated in this ballpark in the Bronx. Let's see if he can continue to do the same here now on the biggest stage of all, or biggest stage yet for him in his career, I should say. Vladdy with a .667 average and a 1,933 OPS. There we have Alejandro Kirk, one of the better hitting catchers in the game today when he is right, and he's looking nice so far this postseason. A .333 average, a 1,333 OPS. After him is Dalton Varsho, the versatile Dalton Varsho, a trade that initially didn't appear to be aging well. Lourdes Gurriel Jr., Gabby Moreno, and Dalton Varsho is what you got in return. Well, Dalton is finally living up to that expectation because this man has been just as good, if not better, than even what Vladdy has done. A .750 average, a 2,653 OPS, just godlike numbers thus far there for the center fielder who can also be your catcher, who can also be all over the place. Talk about versatility, look no further than Mr. Varsho. Then we have Mr. Clement at third base with a .429 average and a 1,200 OPS so far this season. Anthony Santander there, the former Baltimore Oriole turned fantastic slugger here, hopefully for the Toronto Blue Jays continued. As you guys can see there, we have Santander with a .333 average and a .666 OPS. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, the former New York Yankee, has yet to record a hit this playoff. And Andres Jimenez, the former New York Met and Cleveland Guardian, now turned Toronto Blue Jay. .375 average, 875 OPS. Fantastic run he has had in this limited playoff stint as well. When we compare that and contrast it with the New York Yankees, we have the following. Trent Grisham, who has been fantastic this year, having yet to do so here at the playoff level, however. Batting a cool .50 as well with a .427 OPS commanding center. Aaron Judge has certainly been putting the ball in play, but we would like to see this singles start to turn to doubles and doubles start to turn to home runs. Judge with a .444 average and a just over 1,000 OPS commanding right. Cody Bellinger, .211 average, .659 OPS, big series for him. The World Series champ, former MVP, knows what it takes to win. Let's see if he can use that experience to his magnitude and hopefully to his advantage here against an inexperienced Toronto Blue Jays squad. We have Mr. Ben Rice at first base, .267 average, 846 OPS. Giancarlo Stanton, normally the stopper each and every postseason run. What I mean by that is that is a man that's stopping any nonsense from happening in the Yankees lineup because he's going to show up. Well, Stanton has yet to do so either this playoff run. Normally known for the Stantonian bombs, was close to hitting one not long ago, but really hasn't seen all that much so far this postseason run. A .50 with the average for 40 OPS. Jazz Chisholm, who should be playing every day, a .88 average and a .423 273 OPS at second base. Ryan McMahon, the longtime Colorado Rocky, turned New York Yankee this year. 273 average, 606 OPS. He's been solid. Anthony Volpe has certainly been more valuable than maybe what other fans were thinking initially heading into this playoff run. The shortstop with a 263 average, a 737 OPS, and a defense that's slowly but surely getting itself better. Austin Wells, who may find himself repping Team Dominican Republic in the 2026 World Baseball Classic, according to some rumblings earlier today on social media, has a 214 average and a 481 OPS there, and that is your 1 through 9 for the New York Yankees. Now, when we know pitching, what do we know? Here's what we know. We're going to have Tony the Rubber for the Toronto Blue Jays, the former Cleveland Indian turned Guardian, and a man who knows this ballpark plenty, and that is going to be Mr. Shane Bieber. Bieber looking to have a big start here in the Bronx. Oh my God, would it be crazy? And this guy can come out here and shove at Yankee Stadium. If I'm being completely honest, and I don't say this with any bias whatsoever, because especially as a Mets fan, I'm not out here going out my way rooting for this Yankees team per se tonight. What I will say is I think that this is a great matchup for the Yankees. I certainly do. I think Bieber is absolutely a pitcher that they can jump on and pounce on and have more success than what they've otherwise had the previous two games. I also know that for Bieber, he does have a slight advantage knowing that he knows this Yankees lineup to the degree that he does versus being a traded line acquisition of someone that say came from the National League. Not that it's much of an advantage, but you have to be curious to see how much are the Yankees going to come out guns a-blazing right away in tonight's matchup, or is Bieber going to be able to get settled in throughout his first, second, let alone third turn in the order? Should that be the case, and that's going to make for more of a pitcher's duel tonight, and if that is going to happen, then on paper, I still expect it to be Carlos Rodon to be the guy. Rodon has the stuff. We know he does. It just comes down to confidence of what's going on in the noggin here. For Rodon, can he handle the pressure, the big lights, the big moment here, his biggest moment as a New York Yankee yet for the most part? And I say yet for the most part because obviously it's not like he wasn't a factor in last year's postseason run, but Rodon's having another good year, so we'll see how he does here at his head-to-head matchup against Shane Bieber and I was going to say Cleveland Guardians. No, we're going Toronto Blue Jays here, everybody. Now, let's get back to the main slide here. Let's talk about what our early pregame predictions are. And for me personally, without really overthinking this whatsoever, this is a Yankees team that I know is going to be desperate for the win. As much as I wouldn't be upset if the Toronto Blue Jays win tonight, I do think the Yankees are going to prevail and take this game 3. I'm completely unbiased. I just think that this matchup is going to bode well. I think Rodon's going to shove at least 5 strong innings for them, and I think they're going to be able to get Bieber out of this ball game and no later than 4.2 innings. You know, if hopefully for Blue Jays fans' sake that isn't the case and he can give you north of 6, that'd be great. But if he only goes 4.2, how effective is he? Does he just walk a bunch of guys but he doesn't let up any runs? I'm not entirely sure. So Bieber, I'm really questionable as to what I think we're going to be getting here in him. And for that reason, and for the Yankees in the Bronx, it's going to be sold-out crowd tonight. It's going to be a roaring crowd the entire way. They were able to show up and bounce back against the Red Sox in ways that we weren't expecting them to after initially being down in the wild card series. I think that they can go ahead and at minimum secure a victory tonight to keep their playoff hopes alive for at least one more day to extend this to a Game 4 of the ALDS. Now, do I want that to happen personally? No, I do not. But I don't mean that rudely to Yankees fans. I mean that honestly. I'm a Mets fan. It's hard to want to say, oh, step right up and let's root for the Yankees today. Most certainly not. I like individual players on the Yankees, no doubt, but that's as far as I personally usually go. For the Toronto Blue Jays, I don't have any ill will with them. I haven't had really any reason to have ill will with them. So I'm not really going to be overly hate watching one way or the other. I think I will hate watch for the Yankees' sake more so because of personalities and people in the Yankee space that I don't necessarily care for more than it actually is the team itself, because Aaron Judge is an absolutely fantastic leader, and I would love to see him actually have his playoff moment, including tonight. And I kind of hope that does happen if I'm being honest with you, but that is yet to be determined, everybody. But I think the Yankees are going to win tonight. I think that they're going to win tonight by a final score of 6-3. That is my honest prediction heading into this one. So that's what I got. Am I rooting for the Yanks? No. I think that they're going to win, truthfully. If you guys feel the same or different, let me know in the live chat, everybody. And everybody watching this as well as on replay. You guys will let me know how much of a fool I look for my pregame prediction, or how much of a genius I am that you can clip this and say, oh my God, Wardy had it right. Little did I know this guy actually knew ball. Or you can go ahead on the flip hand and do the exact opposite and say, look at this schmuck having no clue what he's talking about. 6-3 Yanks. Toronto Blue Jays blow the doors off them 10-4 this time. You never know. So I'm excited for this matchup, though. Playoffs have been very entertaining thus far that we have seen from both sides of the coin. The Philadelphia Phillies have lost 2 dramatic games in Philadelphia, which certainly doesn't pain me as a Mets fan, as well as what you saw there in the Cubs-Padres prevailing for Chicago there. And now the Cubs obviously down 2-zip quickly to the Milwaukee Brewers. Craig Counsell took the big bucks to land in Chicago, but unfortunately for him, the players and personnel didn't come along with, as he looks like he's in a hole that he might not be able to dig himself out of. Pat Murphy having fun there as the second-year manager, former 2024 NL Manager of the Year, mind you, as a first-time manager. You look at the LA Dodgers, what they've been able to do. Then you look at the American League, the Mariners, the Detroit Tigers has been a very exciting series. Right now, the Mariners are currently up 2-0. And personally, I have a slight bias here just because I admire heavily what the Mariners have done with their rotation over the past number of years now, and they've just been an offense away from being what I think will be a very good baseball team. And it appears that they're finally starting to become that now, and have been that throughout a great chunk of this season. So I hope for their sake that they prevail, because I think that there's more of a window with the Tigers than there necessarily is with the Mariners. Not that they're far off from each other, but the Mariners have been at it with these, attempts of playoff runs for a while now. Now they finally won the division for the first time since 2001. By God, at minimum, they should win their first round of playoffs. That's my opinion, at least. And this is no slight to Tigers and their fans. If the Tigers win, I will not be against them at all. And I will more than likely be rooting for them against whoever prevails in the series between the Blue Jays and the Yankees. But we got Caleb, Ethan, we got Eric Douglas in the chat. Mark, how we doing, my guy? Let's see. Ballistic game upcoming tonight for both teams. Absolutely. I'm excited. Scott Sandler says WardyNYY never. Now, this is the closest thing you'll ever get to WardyNYY, but that's funny. Happy to have you in here. I really do appreciate it. As I mentioned, if you guys are unaware, Jim from Ballcap Sports, he has just under 60,000 subscribers on YouTube, covers MLB-wide topics, hot button topics, a lot of fun off-season rumor and news content, especially, as is the case with our good friend as well, Robbie Hyde, and a lot of others in this respective space. But Jim, who is going to be joining us, will be joining us around an hour into the ball game, probably around 9 p.m. Eastern. And then after that, we'll be all going back and forth, talking about the ball game, sharing play-by-play, giving commentary, having reaction, because he is, a very even-keeled but diehard Blue Jays fan, and has been his entire life. So to see his Blue Jays have the run that they've had this year has not only been very exciting, but truly jaw-dropping, because I just, again, never anticipated heading into the season. I guess that's where you could say I most certainly don't know ball, and that's okay. But what's also okay is that this ball game is going to be starting in the next 5 or so minutes, which means that to every one of you chiming in, know that I greatly appreciate you, and know that you're a part of history. You may not know it now, but this is the first of many big live streams on this platform here covering MLB-wide topics, including one of multiple playoff streams we'll be doing each week, barring changes. So as of now, everybody, we will be doing our next live show here on the platform in the next 48 to 72 hours. I will make sure that you guys are up to date with it, but be on the lookout. I will be live on WardyNYM, my main Mets YouTube channel, tomorrow, this Wednesday in the evening. Make sure all of my Mets fans are watching this, chime into that, because I'll be giving away a jersey to one lucky subscriber, and we're going to be doing giveaways of similarity to that here on WardyMLB as well, once we continue to hit our next milestone, that being of 3,000 subscribers. So if you guys have not shared this with your friends yet, please make sure to do so. It really does support and help out a lot, because we want to hit as many baseball fans as we can that relate with us, especially when we're talking shop, talking ball, and just talking all things, whether it's New York Yankees, Toronto Blue Jays, New York Mets, Chicago Cubs. I mean, we could talk about the Arizona Diamondbacks. We can talk about the Sacramento A's. We could talk about the Boston Red Sox. Whoever your favorite team is, I assure you we will touch on them throughout the course of the year moving forward, and we're very excited to get this party started. getting the game all set up on my TV. There is a possibility that I will be a little out of sync with you guys watching. If that is the case, then we'll try to make sure it's somewhat in sync together. Then I'll probably go ahead and, go out of my way to just say, okay, let's go ahead and let's slow down the chat by like a couple seconds at absolute worst. But other than that, I think we'll be good. So let me go ahead and get this posted and out there right now for anyone that has interest in joining on social media especially, and then we will continue on from there. Again, appreciate you guys all chiming in. If you guys have any questions or opinions or predictions in regards to how tonight's game is going to go between the two teams, please let me know. I'd love to hear it. And we are back. How we doing? All right, Jacob, how we doing, my guy? Wardy, you have 2 accounts. Yes, I do. I'm glad you found it, my guy. I know you're a Yankees fan. Are you hyped for the new Spider-Man movie, Surpassed? I'm not like the biggest Spider-Man guy, but I will watch it. But it's just not one of those things I'm going to go like out of my way for. Like, I would say out of the Marvel sphere, I am very much one of those that cares mostly about Guardians of the Galaxy more than I do more the basic comics of Spider-Man, etc. But I say that also being a hypocrite because I do enjoy Batman quite a bit in the DC universe, probably more than anything out of that group. So I like darkness more than anything else when it comes to comic-related movies. I don't like the lack of realism, and I know that sounds silly because that's not the point of comics and these kind of characters, but I also was that kid that rather watch and listen to, non-fictional books than read up on fictional things. That's just how it was. Let's see. We will convert you into a Spider-Man guy. Okay. I will say this. I don't hate Spider-Man, and I certainly love Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man. I don't think anyone has done it better yet. I think an honorable mention is to Andrew Garfield, and Tom Holland's all right, but he doesn't move the needle for me. Maybe I'm controversial. Maybe that's why we're losing viewers. I'm not exactly sure, but what I am sure of is that this ball game does get started in just the next couple minutes as Ken Rosenthal's yapping right now on Fox Sports to get the party started in this one. Raymond, how we doing, my guy? Happy to have you in here. Mike O'Brien is confident that the Blue Jays are going to win. Let's see. Peacemaker has been fired. Oh, yes, and I got to check out Peacemaker myself. I know that Stark Raving Sports, the legend himself in the chat, has actually recommended that my way. And as someone who idolized John Cena growing up, just like any other silly middle-class white boy, they would tell you that, John is a guy that has had a really good acting career to this point. So I'm going to go ahead and give him a shot to see what he brings to the table. And hopefully I'm going to enjoy Peacemaker the way that I kind of enjoyed his feature of that in Suicide Squad, if you guys ever saw that. But enough of the movie tangents. We're here to talk shop. We're here to talk ball. Jim from Ballcap Sports will be joining in a little bit. In the meantime, you're stuck with yours truly. So you're welcome, or I'm sorry. Either way, this game's going to get started here in just a second. Carlos Rodon towing the rubber here against George Springer, who's had plenty of success in this ballpark and against these Yanks, not only during his time as a Blue Jay, but most famously during his time as a Houston Astro. You're going to have not only the veteran and Springer lead it off, but you're going to have a absolutely red-hot Schneider and, of course, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. to cap off your 1-2-3 to start off this ball game. You can't enjoy John Cena because he's invisible. That's true. You know, people think it's a joke when you say you can't see me, but I still have yet to see and find him. Rodon's Arsenal night looking nasty. It's nice to see Carlos have some aura back as well. He lost it a little bit, especially when he first got to the Yanks, but you know, now they stayed relatively healthy. You know, he's definitely looked better. Shout out Mariners. They're up 3-0 on the Tigers. Big matchup there. Let me know who you guys had for that series and for tonight's matchup in your comments down below. I appreciate it. So just for some context, we're already one pitch in, and I've yet to see that pitch be thrown. So I'm probably like 2 pitches behind, is what I would assume, which is okay. It's not the end of the world. Oh, 1 on the count from Rodon to Springer. Now 1-1 as Springer takes the changeup a little down and in. Two and 1. Fastball taken inside there by Springer. It is hard to root against the Mariners. I couldn't agree more. Foul tipped on a meatball right down the pipe there to George. And we're back even on the count now, 2-2. First chiming in, how you doing, everybody? My name is Tyler, better known as Wardy to many of you guys on the YouTube baseball space. And tonight, I will be accompanied by a great friend and Jim, diehard Blue Jays fan from the Ballcap Sports YouTube channel. And, you know, right around an hour, just under an hour or so, who will be co-hosting the show with me as we live react and watch in real time Game 3 of the ALDS as Rodon sets, and that's going to be now a strikeout on a foul tip by Mr. George Springer. There's 1 away. Great work back in the count there by Rodon, and he gets his first batter via strikeout. All right, it's going to be fastball taken inside, ball 1, and it's 1-0 on the count, everybody. Schneider coming off of a solid start to his playoff tenure that we've seen in 2025. Gets a called strike on a meatball down the middle by Rodon there in the slider, and it's now even on the count, 1-1. You're chiming in. How we doing, everybody? We're watching in real time now. A 1-2 count here to Schneider. That being in Rodon. 1 away here in the first inning between the Yankees and the Blue Jays as the Blue Jays look to end the playoff lives. That is the New York Yankees. And for the Yankees, they're looking to keep that pulse alive this time at Yankee Stadium, down 2-0 to Toronto. And the 1-2 on the count from Rodon to Schneider. He sets. And the pitch. Way upstairs, fastball as the ball's back now even on the count, 2-2. Rodon sets, and that's going to be, first borderline call that did not go in Rodon's favor. Dotted slider outside corner. Could have been a called strike 3. Instead, it's a called ball. And now Schneid's asked for time. Wow. That was a nasty slide piece, too. He just didn't get the call there. Davis Schneider takes a walk. Borderline strike now leads to a runner on. Bad Bunny, who's been plenty talk as of late. You either love him or hate him. That's what we call controversy here. Controversy, rather, as he is now going to be the Super Bowl halftime show performer. He is sitting behind home plate here at Game 3 of the ALDS. I'm almost certain of it. He looks like he just has an eye mask on, which I don't know why. I could be wrong. Maybe it isn't him. I'm fairly confident. If not, it's a Walmart-looking Bad Bunny. And the 1-0 from Rodon of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Oh, misses way inside, 1-1. He is looking scared. Last thing you want to do is be down 2-0 in the count of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And yet here Carlos Rodon is 1 on, 1 away. A 2-0 count. Rodon sets. And the pitch. There we go! A big bomb! Vladimir Guerrero Jr. doing more of what he's done! A huge shot at Yankee Stadium. It is 3-0 Blue Jays! Oh my God! Wow! What a start for Toronto! This is what I mean! Oh my goodness gracious, this man! He will not be stopped until the Yankees are buried. Are you kidding me? Wow. What a nuke. What a nuke. Oh my God. He pimped it so good too. Oh my God. 2-0 Toronto. If I said 3-0, I apologize. I said 3 because it's Vladdy's third home run of the year. A 2-run shot, third postseason bomb. Oh my God. And he's great, Ethan. Thank you for asking. Vladdy with a roughly 430-foot tank, 111 miles per hour off the bat. And we have ourselves a quick 2-0 Toronto Blue Jay lead. I got to see how my guy's reacting right now. Two and 1 on the count now, everybody. Or 2-2 after it's been fouled off. I need to show you guys the reactions to my great friends here. Shout out to them. That being at Blue Jays today. They're diehard Blue Jays fans themselves. Take a look at their reaction to this. Apologies if there's any profanity said. Shouldn't be much, though.
Come on. Come on. Come on, Vlad.
Deals.
Wait, side.
Hell no. What was that?
Come on. Yo, great hitters count, chat. Look at that. Look at those numbers.
Wait, whoa, guys! I thought he was mowing them down.
Oh no! Let's see. 2-0. Oh, no!
Love that. Love that. Blue Jays fans showing up early. I'm sure Talking Yanks had a very contrasting reaction to that home run. Alejandro Kirk is going to ground out, everybody. And that'll do it for the second out of the inning. If you guys are just chiming in, the New York Yankees are already down a pair thanks to Vladimir Guerrero Jr. getting all that one for his third home run of this year's postseason run. Vladdy's just insane. The Blue Jays are going to win 12-0. We'll see. I don't think that's a lock. I don't think that's a lock. I think that this is going to be the tightest ball game out of the group this far. But that was a meatball served up by Rodon. No doubt about it. That was just an easy moonshot for Vladdy at Yankee Stadium. It silenced the crowd quickly. That's going to be a ground ball for a slider. And it's 1-2 now in the count from Rodon to Dalton Varsho. Varsho, who has quite literally been a man possessed that we have seen thus far in this year's postseason. Varsho, a 750 average, 2,300 OPS. Unfortunately, strikes out there, but still, very impressive run nonetheless. And that does it there for the top of the first. Blue Jays up 2-0. Now here comes Aaron Judge and the New York Yankees. Apologies, everybody. I'm just dabbling with something quick. There we go. Would you want Bieber as a Met next season? Probably not, if I'm being honest with you. Maybe as a back-end option, but I don't think that's at all a guy that I anticipate the Mets to prioritize. I mean, as of now, anything can change, especially if he goes out and shoves, like tonight, for example. Alrighty, folks, as we wait for the New York Yankees get their first at-bats of the day, I'm really curious if this game has started at all in similarity to what you expected. Is it very different? Is it somewhere in between? Whatever your thoughts are, please make sure to let me know. I'd love to hear them. And thank you guys all for joining me tonight for our latest, now first ever playoff watch party on the WardyMLB platform presented by Stark Raving Sports. Vladdy's just insane. He already hit 700 average, 2,300 OPS. Insane. Let's actually take a look real quick. We got to take a look at Talking Yanks. We got to take a look at the Talking Yanks reaction. We have to.
It's not having access.
This is not my outer sponsor, just an FYI. All right, let's go back. Like what? 4 minutes?
Jesus, bro, that's BP. Super chat. No wonder Vladdy never wants to play for the Yanks. Gee. I'm not.
Well, I'm sure Judge will. That's a.
Two first pitches.
I don't understand. All right,
Joe's
let's go.
was scouting you today.
Don't like that.
I like the strikeout. I would have liked this.
Guys.
$5,000. Thank you so much for the super chat. Sir.
No way, Jim. What are we doing? That's so embarrassing. That's so embarrassing. He owns Rhode Island. He's owned this series. What are you doing?
I thought they were pitching around him.
Oh, how underwhelming! My God, how do you not even have somewhat of a dramatic? I mean, they're tapped out. They know Yanks are cooked. That's what that was. But my God, be more underwhelming for a live show that has roughly 8,000 viewers. Why? I just don't understand. I mean, I do understand why. You're deflated, but nonetheless, come on. Trent Grisham has grounded out. There's one away now, and it's 0-1 on the count, everybody, for Shane Bieber facing Mr. Aaron Judge. Mike, you said you expected this. Yep, Mariners are up 4-0 now. That is true. Surpassed. Yeah, I know. Yeah, I can worry about that another day, though. Aaron Judge continuing to be the contact king this playoff. The only problem is the Yankees need him to not be Luis Arraez, but rather Aaron Judge, as he pokes yet another single to now be a 1-on, 1 away here at the bottom of the first. 1 pitch, 1 out. Cody Bellinger flies out there for Shane Bieber, and there's now 2 away as the Yankees are trying to get something going early against Toronto after Judge has become their tying runner on already. Little blast ties this ball game. Can they get it from the big bat from the left side and Mr. Ben Rice? Ben, who's done a fantastic job this season for the New York Yankees. A guy that should be playing every single day. Is now playing every single day for the most part. And is looking to do more damage for the Yankees, and this time against the Blue Jays. And he does exactly that. First pitch swing in there for Mr. Ben Rice, and now there's 2 on, 2 away, as he would get on there thanks to a fielding error by, yes, you guessed it, IKF. The former Yankee turned Blue Jay, was a Pirate in between, maybe one other team. He botches the play there, and there's 2 on, 2 away here for Mr. Giancarlo Stanton, looking for a Stantonian blast here to give the Yankees back the early, what would be a 1-run lead. That was such a bad error, too, by IKF. I don't know how he botched that. Giancarlo fouls off a meatball route right down the pipe. And it's 0-1. Quickly 0-2. Takes a slider right down the pipe. Quickly 0-2 with 2 out, 2 on here for the Yankees. Giancarlo Stanton looking for that first big moment of this series. That's going to be a slider down and away. It's 1-2 on the count. Stanton, who's helped single-handedly carry this Yankees offense in previous postseason runs, looking to do more damage here after what's been an underwhelming start. And the 1-2, that's going to be a hacked away foul on the knuckle curve. We stay 1-2. You know, Stanton is the exact kind of profile that I would expect to bode well against a pitcher like Shane Bieber. Other than the fact that you obviously want more lefties if you're Giancarlo. Bieber, though, one who lacks velocity, one who's solid by all accounts, but is susceptible to being hit. Feels like the kind of pitcher who's a hanger away from giving the New York Yankees exactly what they need. And the Yankees did just get that in part because Giancarlo Stanton just brought in the Yankees' first run of the ball game with an RBI single. And just like that, the Yanks cut Toronto's early lead in half, and we have ourselves something cooking here in the Bronx with 2 on, 2 away. He went down and got it there, as you guys can see on the graphic beside me. Fantastic hitting, fantastic contact by Giancarlo Stanton to get that poke down the third baseline. And now the Yankees and their fans have something to be excited about early here in the Bronx. Here's Jazz Chisholm with an opportunity to at least tie the ball game, if not give the Yankees the lead. First pitch is a 94-mile-per-hour ball down and away, and it's 1-0. If you guys are first chiming in, how you doing? My name is Tyler, better known as Wardy to many of you guys, and I cover the New York Mets. I cover MLB-wide topics, and that's why we have a WardyMLB YouTube channel to cover fun said topics such as this that we'll be covering weekly for the remainder of postseason and beyond. Is now 2-0 on the count to Jazz Chisholm, who takes a close fastball but still stayed away outside. And pardon me, I meant to say changeup there, as it's now 2-0. Let's make it 3-0 rather, as that's going to be in the dirt there on the change. And now a hitter's count or another walk. A huge at-bat for Jazz Chisholm and the New York Yankees. The Yankees are looking to get Shane Bieber to potentially fold here, all with 2 outs. Can Biebs get out of this, still up a run, or will we see the Yankees get up at least a run or more? Called strike down the middle. Good take by Jazz. 3-1 down the count. It's hitters time. Jazz is locked in. Bieber's locked in. Yanks fans are locked in. And it's a 3-1 count here for Bieber, who sets. He checks. And the pitch. Called strike there on the knuckle curve right down the pipe. Jazz froze a little bit there. Hasn't taken the bat off the shoulders. Will he do it this time around? Full count, working back from 3-0 is Bieber. 2 on, 2 away. We see the Yanks down just a run, thanks to a Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 2-run bomb and an RBI single by Stanton. Jazz asks for time. Okay. Shane Bieber looking to lessen the load here and finish the inning around 20 pitchers or so. Jazz asks for time. Bieber's ready. Jazz is ready. 2 on, 2 away. Everybody looks, everybody sets. And it's swung, it's high, it's far, but not far enough. A shallow fly out there to left is Jazz Chisholm, and that'll do it for the inning. Jazz strands a pair. The Yankees get up 1, but they're still down 1 after 1. We head to the second. Dr. Prowler says Wardy needs a vacation. That's funny. I appreciate that. I don't mind vacations. That wouldn't be a bad thing. You know, every once in a while, sure. Absolutely. Hope you're doing well, my friend. Need to put up a 0. Bob, how are you? I know the Mariners, they have been cooking. There is no doubt about that whatsoever. Oh, you're too kind, Dr. Prowler. Thank you so much. Thank you to everybody that have been chiming in, guys. Again, this is the first live stream we've ever done here on the WardyMLB platform. So regardless of if we have 5 of you guys in here or 1,000 of you guys in here at any point, know that I appreciate every single one of you. Yeah, IKF really cooked Bieber there, no doubt. Can only imagine what Blue Jays fans are saying about IKF. Oh, I'm sure they're pissed. I'm sure they're not happy at all.
Did you know that game?
Spiffy, who am I rooting for? If you're asking for my honest opinion, I am rooting for the Toronto Blue Jays, but I'm not overly rooting for either side tonight. I'm fairly neutral. I'm a New York Mets fan, so it's like I can hate watching New York Yankees, or I can just try to watch this as like a level-headed baseball fan, and I'm trying to do the latter here. It makes the most sense to do it that way, and I think I'm getting the most enjoyment that way at the same time. Wardy's at Wawa? What? Was there a Wawa ad or something? If I missed it, then yeah, maybe it was. Not sure. Love me some Wawa. Alrighty, folks, we now head to the top of the second. Blue Jays up 2-1. That's going to be a called strike right on the outside line by Rodon. And it's 0-1 on the count here to Clement. Clement at third base, too, has been roaring hot to begin his playoff of 2025. And he takes a foul ball for now a strike 2, as we see. 0-2 quickly on the count to Clement. Will he work himself back? Will he get a 0-2 hit? Let's find out. Rodon, who did give up the meatball of a home run to Vladimir Guerrero Jr., otherwise was looking pretty good. Oh, I was drinking something? No, it's not Wawa, but good guess, though. Good guess. I know I missed the jingle, too. You're not alone. Hopefully we can bust it out at some point in the offseason on WardyNYM when the time is right for it. 0-2 on the count here, everybody, as that one's hacked away foul as well. Clement with a chopper, and that'll do her. Oh, my goodness gracious. How did he get on there? Yankees and fundamental baseball. They, unfortunately for their fans, just do not go together. Clement gets on there. Lead off right away. A ball that should not have been a single, but became a single because Ben Rice went to play it, and I'd assume Carlos Rodon did not back up well because I did not physically see it yet, but I'm going to see it shortly. So once I do, I'll tell you guys more of my reaction on it. But just from what the graphic showed, I'd imagine that Rodon did not back up well. Let's see. Clement swings. Little chopper. Yep, Rodon's bolting. Instead, Rice tries to get there. Clement dives down, and he's safe. So just a great hustle play by Clement. And there's a leadoff runner on for Toronto, trying to get right back at it against Rodon and these Yanks. Now 1-0 on the count here to Anthony Santander, a batter who knows this Yankee Stadium and team very well throughout his many years as a Baltimore Oriole. Always wanted to stay a bird. He just had to change what kind of bird exactly. Going from Baltimore to now Toronto, Oriole to a Blue Jay. Anthony Santander looking to make an early impact here in Game 3 of the ALDS. It's 1-1 on the count as he takes that fastball inside, fouled off 1-1. Let's see what happens next. And now it's 1-2. Called strike right down the pipe. A little bit of a meatball there by Rodon. Santander said, "Thank you so much. I was starving." And we have a 1-2 count, everybody. I remember, folks, Jim will be joining us in the next 15, 20 minutes or so. Once he does, the graphic you see beside me will be going away. It'll just be Jim and I side by side, and we'll still be reacting to everything that happens here in the ball game. Just might be at a little bit of a different pacing than what it previously was. So 1-2 will stay. Instead, it's now 2-2. Curveball taken down. Good eye. G-O-O-D-E-Y-E. Good eye, good eye. If you know, you know. And we're back even here. Santander pops out in the infield of Volpe. And there's one away. And the 1-0. Good take by IKF to begin this at bat against Rodon. Former teammates and now foes. 1-on-1 away for IKF. IKF, who had a costly error turn run scored for the Yankees. Trying to get it right back here in the top of the second. He foul tips that fastball, and now it's 1-1 on the count. And the 2-1. Another ball taken upstairs. Come on. IKF has yet to record a hit so far this playoff as he hacks away another high fastball. 2-2. And the 2-2 from Rodon to IKF. 1-on-1 away. He sets. And he attempts the pickoff to no avail. Who needs to redeem, Bob? Who are we talking about? IKF? If so, I agree. Hacked away foul. Staying alive. Isaiah Kanafalefa. How crazy would an IKF home run be right now? It would be actually insane. It would be insane. And the 2-2. Batter timeout. Okay. IKF pops out. Back-to-back pop-outs to Anthony Volpe. And the Yankees are 1 out away from working a scoreless second inning. Let's see if Rodon can best Andres Jimenez, former Mets top prospect. Key piece to the puzzle for the Mets in acquiring Francisco Lindor, as Jimenez swings and misses on strike one on the slider down and away. 0-1. Jimenez, who was salary dumped by the Cleveland Guardians this past offseason to Toronto, and do not get it twisted, that is exactly what it was, has put up a pretty solid season with Toronto. I think we could all agree. And the interesting thing about someone like him, as he gets on base with a hit by pitch, so 2 on, 2 away now. Carlos Rodon helping nobody, including himself here early against Toronto. Jimenez, what's fascinating about him is that his contract is backloaded. So the first 2-3 years that Cleveland was spending on him were pretty much pennies on the dollar in comparison to reality, which was the back end of the contract, which was a lot more money. So they saw the opportunity to dump a higher contact, less power hitter in a game that's built around power. And in turn, obviously, didn't get as far as the Blue Jays this year, but still had another respectable season, all things considered, while shedding payroll. You know, if there's one thing the Guardians love to do, just like any schmuck ownership group, the A's know a thing or two about this. So does, what's-his-face, Mr. Nutting in Pittsburgh. It's that you can really maximize your dollar in today's game if you have the right personnel. And Cleveland has continued to do that. Unfortunately for them and their fans, they just don't have competence from ownership to actually be willing to spend a fraction of the money they find themselves making. Now, to go on from going on that little tangent, your little Moneyball snippet from Wardy this evening, let's lock back in this ball game. As there's 2 on, 2 away, 1-1. Now, I apologize. They're double-checking the hit-by-pitch rule, so let's see if that's going to hold true or not, everybody. The play is under review. I'm watching it right now with you. That did not look like a hit-by-pitch at all from the review. That does not look like a hit-by-pitch. Should that not be a hit-by-pitch, Andres Jimenez will get back, and the at-bat will continue on a 1-2 count instead. Let's see. Okay. They saw something that I didn't clearly. I'm very surprised by that. It must have hit a hair from the angle that I witnessed and you guys probably witnessed at home. That did not look like a hit by a pitch. So instead, Yankees lose the challenge, but it doesn't matter because George Springer pops it up. A lot of pop-ups in the infield. Fantastic work by Carlos Rodon to limit the damage here in the second inning. He's up over 40 pitches, but he's through 2, only down a run. The Yankees get set here for the bottom of the second. Yanks down 2-1. Too early to say this is a pivotal moment of the game. Yeah, I mean, listen, thankfully for Yankees fans, they were able to get out of that. I honestly thought it was impressive that Rodon's all 3 outs that inning were there in the infield in similar fashion between the 2 pop outs to Volpe and the one to Ben Rice to conclude it the way that he just did. You know, that was a gutsy inning by Rodon. If he could settle down and give them at least a solid 5 innings or so, that would be fantastic. Apologies for the spam, everybody. Sometimes you're going to see them. This time of year, the bots love to come out. That was a crazy call to stand, though. Seriously. I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. That was insane. In the meantime, everybody, while the game is between second, and now the bottom of the second, and between innings here, I got a question for each and every one of you. Between the New York Yankees and the Toronto Blue Jays, which position player not named Vladimir Guerrero Jr. or Aaron Judge do you think will be the biggest standout for the remainder of this ball game should the game not end 2-1? So if there's one player you could think of on either side that isn't the top player on paper, please let me know what you think. Tyler Lama, how you doing, my guy? Thank you. I like the fact that you like the hat. We got to represent Knicks out here. This is as close as I can do to rep for the Yanks tonight because I'm most certainly not going to go that far. But we got the Knicks hat. Yes, we do. We also got our guy Jim, who will be joining us shortly, who will be rocking his Blue Jays proudly and loudly, rightfully so. But thank you so much for chiming in, Lama. I appreciate you. As we get set for the bottom of the second, up next is going to be Ryan McMahon. After him is going to be Anthony Volpe. And to wrap up the inning, or continue the inning, Mr. Austin Wells. Feels like yesterday, Austin Wells and this entire Yankee lineup was the topic of controversy, which was the torpedo bats. And the torpedo bat talk quickly died down after the first month and a half of the season. I think we could all agree there. It was interesting. I thought it would carry a bit more weight longer than what it ultimately did. 1 pitch, 1 out. Shane Bieber's loving that. Ryan McMahon flies out. Not this time in the infield. This time a little bit to Dalton Varsho in center. And there's 1 away. Anthony Volpe, who's had some nice hits so far in this postseason run. Can he continue to step up with the bat here today? Down a run in Yankee Stadium. Volpe, who loves that short porch when he spreads for all fields. Bieber gets set. First pitch will be a slider, missing a little bit away. 1-0. If you guys haven't already, make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. It's really appreciated. If you guys are a Mets fan, make sure you subscribe to WardyNYM. I cover the Mets daily. We'll have plenty of Mets content out tomorrow. We'll have a live stream in the evening giving away a jersey, and we'll also potentially have a video dropping out earlier in the day just because I love you guys so much. But everybody else that's been chiming in for MLB-wide content, thank you. We'll be continuing to do this throughout the course of the postseason. Foul ball there as it's 1-2. And the 1-2 from Bieber to Volpe. And Anthony Volpe strikes out swinging. A meatball down the pipe, exactly what the doctor ordered for Mr. Shane Bieber in a slider. And a strikeout. As there's now 2 away here for Bieber, who's trying to have himself his first 1-2-3 inning of the day. Rosin 2.0. Oh, yeah. I'm sure we're going to have something along those lines. Will not be surprised at all. Quickly 0-2 on the count, as that's going to be hacked away foul by Wells, just down and away. From changeup to four seam, it is now 0-2 count for Shane Bieber, who, as I mentioned, trying to work a 1-2-3 here in the second inning. Up a run in the Bronx. Game 3, ALDS. That'll be Hackley found the changeup down and away. Staying alive is Bieber, Parmy, Wells, and we stay 0-2. Changeup taken away, everybody. Two and two back even on the count is Bieber to Wells. Austin Wells strikes out swinging, and back-to-back strikeout performance by Mr. Shane Bieber concludes what was a nasty 1-2-3 inning, and we now head to the top of the third. Blue Jays still up 2-1. That Vladdy bomb was so nasty. So nasty. This shift, I'm not surprised that the Yanks are pissing you off, but I appreciate you chiming in, my guy. You have put out some awesome quick-hitting Yankee content, and I know that you've been a follower of mine for a long time. So from a Yank fan, from a Met fan to a Yank fan, know that I greatly appreciate you, brother, and I hope that for your sake, you guys get back in this ball game and secure Game 3. I predicted heading into the game that the Yankees would win this game, truthfully. We'll see if that holds true in the end, but I still feel fairly confident of it happening. You're only down a run here. A lot can happen. This is what I wanted to show you guys. You're probably not going to want to watch the next second of what I'm going to show here, however. Probably not going to enjoy this part. Because this is sick. Hold on. Merlin, I appreciate that a lot. Thank you so much, my guy. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Well, I thought I was going to pull it up. Maybe not. Hold on. Here we go. Here, guys, you got to listen to this quick. This is good. You got to.
On this 2-0, he swings, and it's a fly ball to deep center field. Grisham's going back. He's done it again. Vlad Guerrero Jr. as the Blue Jays in front. On this 2-0, he swings, and it's a fly ball to deep center field. Grisham's going back. He's done it again. Vlad Guerrero Jr. has the Blue Jays in front in the first inning. His 17th career home run at Yankee Stadium.
That is just an absolutely absurd stat. 17 home runs at Yankee Stadium. Actually insane. There's nothing wrong with it either. Just wow. Sometimes all you can do is tip the cap, right? One on the count here, everybody, from Rodon to Schneider. And now it's 1-2, as that's going to be a foul ball hacked away. I'm sorry, Shift. I had to. I had to. I can't even fathom that stat either. 17 home runs at Yankee Stadium. I'm trying to think. Funny enough, and I don't say this as a joke, I mean this sincerely, I don't believe that any other batter has had as much success as what Juan Soto did before the Mets signed him. Like, he did kill us at Citi Field in that kind of similar fashion. I don't even think it was to that magnitude, though. Vladdy's insane. And Davis Schneider just ripped his first double of the playoffs, and now there's a runner in scoring position for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. with no one away. I don't love that for you, Yanks. I don't love it at all. I think you are in a terrible position right now, if I'm being completely honest with you. That is not at all how you want to start this inning. Vladdy's only missed one at-bat. You think he's just going to miraculously F up here? Probably going to walk his ass. And they did. Wow. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. gets the Barry Bonds treatment. 2 on, no out. For Alejandro Kirk. Trying to do something here. That's crazy. J.P. Crawford, Lehigh Valley Iron Pick legend, baby. Homered for Seattle. It's 5-1. M's over Detroit in the top of the 6th. They did walk, and that's crazy. Like, I would give him the Bonds treatment as well, so I'm not surprised by that. But it's the matter of fact that you now have 2 on, no out here to begin the 3rd inning. It's not what you want. Swinging strike called 0-1. One on the count, everybody, from Rodon to Kirk. Alejandro asked for some time. In the meantime, that was just, I still can't just, the Vladdy stats there are just ridiculous. I think what's most ridiculous about Vladdy's numbers is the fact that he's not even 30. You know, he's still like, what, 3-4 years removed from being a 30-year-old? Like, how do you have that much individual success against one singular team? Like, Paul DeYoung has been our nemesis. Like, these pale in comparison from a Mets to a Yankee fan struggle here. Alejandro Kirk thankfully lines out for Yankees fans, and that's the first out of the inning. Doesn't move any runners over, keeps them where they're at. 1 on, 1 away. Pardon me, 2 on, 1 away. Hacked away foul. 4-seam right down the pipe. 0-1. If you guys are chopping in, how you doing? My name's Tyler, a.k.a. Wardy, and we're breaking down live in real time everything that's happening between the New York Yankees, the Toronto Blue Jays. Game 3 of the ALDS. That's going to be a ball upstairs. And now we're even on the count 1-1. 95 mile per hour. Should have been a strike, but it's called a ball. The second borderline call that did not go in the favor tonight of the Blue Jays. Notable ones I saw, at least. That's a strike call every day of the week. And I meant to say that didn't go in favor of the Yankees. That was a pretty brutal call. Especially what that call led to. Because now it's bases loaded. Nope, never mind. No bases loaded. It's even worse. If you're a Yankee fan, Dalton Varsho puts one in play. Gets himself an RBI single. Varsho, who's batting .700 this postseason, he makes it 3-1 Toronto. In comes the score, and just like that, the Blue Jays are back to having a 2-run lead. Davis Schneider is not stranded after leading off the inning there that we saw with a double. Now here to talk about Davis Schneider and everything else going right for the Toronto Blue Jays. Friends and family, we do in fact have Mr. Jim from Ballcap Sports. Jim, how we feeling?
Hey, Wardy, how you doing, man?
I'm doing good.
I'm feeling, I don't know, if IKF could field ground balls, I think I'd feel really good. I'm watching the replay of what just happened. It's been a series that is clearly overshooting my expectations from just how ready for the moment this team has shown up to be, because that has been one of their issues in the postseasons of past for the Jays, and then also the regular seasons that we've seen from the Jays the last couple of years. But this is just a team that is, playing the best baseball that I've seen them play in a long time.
Yeah, for me, I've been taken back all year by the Blue Jays. I think like you and other Jays fans, you're just waiting, like, okay, when are we gonna come down from this high? And then you're like, but it isn't coming down. It really hasn't come down yet. You guys had, in similarity, a lot of what the Mets had last year, just a magical run that pretty much continued all throughout the summer. And,
Right.
as we now get into postseason play, you guys are looking down the barrel right now, potentially sweeping the Yankees in 3 games out of a 5-game series in the ALDS. Like, one, when was the last time that you guys won the ALDS? And 2, how impressive would this go down in your Blue Jay fandom if the Blue Jays can secure it all? We have a lot of baseball to be had here as it's 0-2 on the count, but still, I'm curious to know your thoughts.
No, it was 2016, and that was the this is a foul ball. Okay, it was 2016. They had those 2 years in 15 and 16, and really since those moments, there had not been that kind of the excitement level to where it is now. There had been a disappointment level that really was a problem, but this is just these. This team has got a top to bottom lineup that. Ernie Clement coming through.
I know, Ernie Clement. There you go. RBI single. Toronto just continues to roll. My God. Everybody, if you haven't already, please make sure to shout out our guy, Jim. Let us know if you hear his audio fine, too. Jim from Ballcap Sports. He covers not only the Blue Jays, but Major League Baseball every single week on his YouTube channel. And what a dive there by Vladdy, too. This man is not going to be done tonight until the New York Yankees coffin has his final nail absolutely hammered in.
Yeah.
This is insane. This really is.
Think about what this does, too. The Yankees are going to have to go into their bullpen.
Right.
Like that is advantage Blue Jays. So they have to get into the bullpen. I talked about this the other night, last night. Do you consider going to Cam Schlittler in this game at this moment? Who else would you trust if you were the Yankees right now?
I guess the question is how desperate do you get if you're Aaron Boone? Do you just say F it and you throw everything at him right now? Or
I would go to Cam Schlittler. You have Cruz still right now, and it sounds crazy. It's ridiculous to say, but you need to get to tomorrow, right? Like this is the play like there's no tomorrow scenario. This is break glass in case of emergency, and on the other side of the glass is Cam Schlittler. I know you want him for tomorrow, but there may not be tomorrow.
Here, hold on, everybody. People are saying Ballcap is really quiet. I want to make sure that your audio comes in properly.
For some reason, my 2 audio devices. Can you hear me okay?
I hear you fine, but they apparently aren't hearing you too well. They probably don't.
I have 2 audio devices that I tried to deploy for this, and both of them, some reason, let me down. I'm going to try one more time with these.
Okay.
Let me see if that makes a difference here.
Yeah, I'm just going to dabble on my end and make sure that it's not anything that I did wrong per se. It's still 1-2 on the count here. Everybody that's watching live, appreciate every single one of you. Please let me know the audio, if that just came through for Jim or not, as he was just talking a second ago. If
Hopefully we can.
Yeah, let me know.
We can get that figured.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard you fine this whole time. It's them.
You've been good. It's the viewers. It's the...
Yeah, so
Okay.
just got to see what's going right or wrong there. Give me 1 second. Let's see.
Okay.
Yeah, let me know. Yeah, you know what the issue is the audio's coming through my my mic, but it's not coming through anything else, bizarrely.
So the only thing that people are hearing is what you're hearing and then coming through the mic?
Yeah, so like
That's crazy.
it's coming through my desktop, right? And they're hearing that, but they're not hearing anything else. And they need to hear, because Anthony Santander, oh my God.
No, wait, hold on. I haven't seen whatever you're about to
I haven't seen it.
I haven't seen yet. Hold on. YouTube with one out. I hate YouTube TV. By the way, what do you watch on? What do you stream? What do you watch?
I'm watching on DirecTV app right now.
I have YouTube TV. There's Santander with a base knock.
There you go. 6-1. Oh my God. You don't want to get too excited, Jim. You got plenty ball left. This is crazy, though. Wow.
Out 27, right? You got to get them all. But 6-1 with Bieber, and Bieber, it is advantage Bieber going up against this lineup, dude. The way he handles lefties, Boone's loading the lineup with lefties. It's advantage Bieber. Oh, dude.
Yankees are choking.
Oh, man.
Hold on. I'm dabbling with the audio to see if I make things any better or worse here.
So you don't think if I hop out and come back in on a different device, it'll make a difference?
Okay, check.
Because I could try that. I could try to come out. I could hop out and come back in on something else. Because I've got my computer, my laptop's right here. I could try that.
We can try that in a minute. Let's just see if this is any different. Everybody watching live right now, I'm going to have Jim go ahead and chat for a second. Can you guys let me know if you hear Jim talk? Jim, the floor is yours.
Yeah. I'll just say this. I wonder how that Yankee fan yesterday, 2 days ago, that got the whole cheating conversation stirred up. I wonder how he feels right now with the Blue Jays opening up with the bats in Yankee Stadium, because he was pretty convinced that the Jays were cheating at Rogers Center. How's the audio? Are we getting good feedback on the audio? Oh, hold on. I can't hear you now. I can't hear you. So wait, do you have to mute your? So
No, we're good. No, we're good. We're good.
We're good. Okay, I was gonna say, but this would be super jank if, like, for them to hear right, you have to mute your mic and then you just have to go back and forth muting. All right, no, that's good. Yeah, that was quite a stir that got going the other day with that Yankee fan on Twitter.
So which Yankee fan was it that started?
I saw it was some random dude. It was some random guy. I think his name was Los. It was no.
Oh,
it was nobody big. It was nobody big time.
He actually is big, but he's not big for being a Yankee fan. He's
I've
a
never
streamer.
Heard of him before. Is he a streamer? I've never heard of him before.
He's an IRL streamer. He's that kind of guy.
He should stick to IRL and stay away from sports.
He's a very casual Yankee fan. He doesn't watch the Yankees unless it's playoffs. He's a Lakers fan too, to give you an idea. So he sits in his chair all day, and he
picks the big market teams and goes with it.
And he just reacts to viral shit. You know, he's one of those.
Yeah, that was one of the and I'm glad it was shot down so aggressively by so many Yankee fans and even Michael Kay just putting an end to that, because it was one of the dumbest things that I think I've ever heard uttered at this point. I mean, come on.
Oh, I know.
Because the Blue Jays have a good home record. They must be cheating.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah, that's how every team is now.
Yeah.
The Philadelphia Phillies are the best home record in all baseball. Yeah, they
Biggest
clearly were
cheaters.
cheating the last 2 days.
Biggest cheaters out
Yeah.
there. Uh-huh.
Jim, could you do
All
me
right.
a favor and angle your camera a little up or back up a little bit?
Let me see here.
Perfect.
Let me get that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Perfect. Are you
Okay.
are you hanging out in the kids' room tonight? What are we doing?
I am in the dining room
Okay,
in
nice.
case of emergency with the children upstairs. For those watching, I told Tyler I am solo parenting this evening. My son has made his way downstairs. He's watching the game right now. He's supposed to be sleeping, but he's taking advantage of the situation, as any good sports fan would.
I love that.
But yeah, no. So I'm down on the main. I'm on the main level. Didn't go all the way down to the basement for this one.
You're not going to like the result of this. Not the end of the inning, but Barger does strike out. So
This is so far behind, dude. I just saw ball 3. Hold on. This.
no. Here's the thing, though.
wonder-
I didn't see it yet. Yeah. Wait. I didn't see
Oh,
it
you
yet.
got
yet
MLB,
either,
you
Jim.
got like game day going.
Yeah, but I don't need to abide by game day now that you're here. I was doing it more so because of the fact that you weren't here yet, and I was doing the play-by-play that way, so I was as up to date. But I can ignore that now if we're both equally behind. I'm behind about 2 pitches.
Well, no. What I'll do, I'm gonna pull it up. It's my TV. It's so I run. Yeah. So if I run YouTube TV,
Like, is Cruz setting the pitch now and the throwing? Wait, you didn't even look. He just struck
No.
out Barger. Did you see that? Like the
I
end
did
of-
see that.
Okay.
So I've got Cruz delivering to Jimenez right now.
Yeah, I don't have that yet.
But I just changed. I just switched devices. I've got my TV using Apple TV, and that is really delayed. And then I've got my HP here in front of me that I just put the game on, and that's about a solid minute ahead of my Apple TV.
That's probably what would be the case if I pulled it up on my phone too, but I don't need to
Yeah.
pull it up on my phone unless you want to do it that way.
No, it's all good.
Okay.
If anything, if you're delayed by, if I'm ahead of you by like 10 or 15 seconds, I'll just pause the game on my
That or react.
on the HP.
Either one's fine. You know, you're the Blue Jay fan here, so it's going to be
Yeah.
positive, especially, or negative. Either way. Definitely.
Well,
wanna hear your opinion.
now we should be living in positive town. Everything's
know.
okay. The only run the Yankees have never should have happened. If IKF makes the play, that it's still scoreless. Bieber's in control.
That is a great point. Yep. And
Bieber's
I have to give
in
credit
control.
where credit is. I thought Rodon was going to have himself a solid outing today. He most
Yeah.
certainly didn't. He crumbled. And now,
So-
do you think that this will go down as the most impressive 3-game span that you've seen from the Blue Jays in a while?
I mean, the Jays have had some really, really impressive runs. I mean, considering it's the postseason, considering everything that's happened, it'd be the most impressive round in the postseason since 2016, since they
Right.
beat the Rangers. You know, I mean, they had they had that stretch where they couldn't win a postseason game, and they had those early outs, and that was obviously very disappointing. But this is impressive, not just on a Blue Jays perspective, but from just a baseball. Like, if you aren't even a baseball fan, you're looking at this and you're like, oh my God. You're looking at how the Brewers are handling the Cubs right now.
Oh my, yeah.
This is and as impressive as that is, this is more impressive. If this holds, if the Jays hold and take care of the series and put a couple more runs on the board, you look at essentially 3 blowouts. I mean, 3 just absolute over the head bashings.
And the worst
Sorry,
part
Yankee
is
fans, but this is just if it holds,
if it holds.
it's an old fashioned beatdown.
And here's the thing, though. How are Yankees fans going to handle this? Because you're going to have your contingent of fans that say, oh, this is completely on the Yankees not prevailing, on them not showing up, on them just not being there, versus a contingent of fans who rightfully so will be the Blue Jays were clearly the better team. You know, they showed up every single game in the way the Yankees didn't. That should be acknowledged for what it is, versus instead of, oh, the Yankees like should have had them and this is why they didn't. You know what I mean?
Well, there'll definitely be a little bit of that, but you know, if you sweep somebody 3-0 and you outscore them the way they have outscored them, there is no we should have won that. Like there's absolutely, I mean, I got to think most of the Yankee fan base would understand we just got clobbered. There's nothing to say. If these are close games, that's one thing. If the Yankees are able to win a game or two, make this a 4 or 5 game series, that's another thing. But there's definitely an element of this is a terrible matchup for the Yankees. And this is a terrible matchup for Carlos Rodon. Coming into this game, and this is why I felt like Rodon was screwed, is because Rodon's strength is generating swing and miss and striking guys out. And this is a Blue Jays team that doesn't strike out.
0-1
So
beats the Grisham.
if you take away the strikeout from Carlos Rodon, and all of a sudden you're putting the bat on the ball, and you're putting the ball in play, then all of a sudden you have neutralized Carlos Rodon's strength, and you make him an average pitcher. And this lineup will eat alive an average pitcher. And they did that. They did that tonight to Carlos Rodon. Now they're in the bullpen, and I'm very interested to see the steps that Boone takes here as he tries to navigate this game. Supposed to be managing like there is no tomorrow. How does he handle the bullpen? I mean, he goes to Cruz to get out of the third. I'm not kidding. I would. It's 6-1. I would put Cam Schlittler in there in the 4th inning. That is a desperate move, but you're down 5.
Yeah, you're down 5. What else do you have to lose?
You cannot allow another run to score. If you allow another run to score, you're making this really difficult on yourselves. So I would have Cam Schlittler warming up in the bullpen right now if I'm the Yankees. Then figure out tomorrow. Starter tomorrow.
Yeah, I don't disagree with you. I think that's the route you kind of have to go in a circumstance like this. They have everything to lose. You know, it's not that they have nothing to lose. No, they have the entire playoff run to lose. So for those reasons, I'm definitely with you on that one.
You've got are we doing a catcher's interference situation here?
It might be.
I mean, that bat hits the glove, or does it? Oh, dude. What was the call in the field? Did they call interference? Who's challenging this play? I need to see some graphic on the screen of who's challenging this play, if it's the Yankees or the Jays. Because this is either the Jays challenging it because they called interference, or the Yankees challenging it because it was not called interference. I need to know who's... I don't have the audio on.
Let's see. I don't know. He hit his bat, but did he hit his bat after?
That's the thing. This feels like it's whatever they called on the field is what stands kind of situation. They're doing the zoom in.
Yeah, replay review presented by Zoom.
I don't know, man. That's
powered by Zoom, rather.
Clearly, the glove is in the way. Oh, New York is now out of challenges.
Oh,
God. Dude.
Here's a question. Does Aaron Boone get the axe?
Does he get the axe? The computer is a few seconds ahead, TJ.
Way ahead.
Yes, it is way ahead. Sorry. TJ's watching it on TV, and I'm watching it on the computer, and I'm a minute ahead. Oh, man. Does he get the axe? I'll say this. I don't think the reason the Yankees lose this series is based on Aaron Boone's decision-making. And I think if you're going to fire Aaron Boone, I think you fire him on on decision-making. You know, I think a lot of Yankee fans are pointing to the way the team played in the summer, and that ended up costing them the tiebreaker against the Jays that ended up costing them the division. You can put that on Boone, but I don't know if they fire Boone.
Yeah, the problem is that Boone is Cash's guy. So like,
yeah,
at what point does Cashman say, I feel like I need to save face a little bit and make that kind of decision? Is he there if they lose the way that they may lose? They Trent Grisham in the corner, and there is a leadoff double there for the Yankees. Santander with a nice throw in, but not enough for Grish, who might be a New York Met outfielder next year. Just a fun thought.
That wouldn't be bad. That wouldn't be a bad thing for you guys.
It wouldn't be a bad thing.
That's a good sign. That hit right there is a good sign for the Yankees because, again, part of Bieber's strength is against the Yankees, against the left-handed hitting. He is phenomenal. He has shut down lefties to such an extreme degree this year, and for a lefty,
that's a big deal.
A lefty like Grisham to get an extra base hit there, set himself up for Judge. This is a big moment. This is a big moment for the Yankees. This is a get back in the game moment. Judge needs to come through here.
Yeah,
there's nothing you can say about it.
Jim, do me a favor though. If you're a minute, if you're ahead on your one phone, just take it off.
Yeah, I won't say anything. I'll wait till for you to call it. I won't say anything. He's got to come through though.
Is Bieber someone that you would like to see the Blue Jays bring back this offseason?
I would, and I wonder. So if you're the Jays and you're thinking about what the future holds, Bassett's gone, Scherzer's gone, Manoah's gone. We didn't get a chance to talk about that.
Anthony Recker was right.
all along. So you've got two guys that are gone, and I don't trust Bowden Francis to grab a spot. I mean, you give him some innings in spring training to see if he's got it. I guess I would like to see him back.
Yeah, I think. Bieber.
Did you see the result of Did you see the result of the at bat yet?
With Judge, not yet.
It's okay.
Bro.
Should be coming.
He said, "Bro."
Are you serious right now?
And the 2-2. Judge smacks one in the corner, and it's fair. Okay, an RBI double for Aaron Judge. There you go.
That's
Judge
big.
has his moment. That is big. Yankees
but now you get
right back in the ball game.
Let's see. What do we got? By the way, what's going on in Seattle and Detroit? 5-1.
The Mariners are so good.
Mike's roommate's buddy Logan Gilbert dominating tonight.
I know. I love that you know that too.
Why does it say he's on first?
There's an error with the graphics. Yeah, that's funny. The Aaron Judge is on second, but the graphics department has Aaron Judge at first.
How does my graphic have it right?
What?
But there's no.
That's strange.
On my YouTube stream, my graphics right.
Oh, now mine says second. There, now they fixed it. Now they got
I have him on second base.
Let's see. This is a part of the lineup now. It's Bellinger, and Rice. So if Bieber dominates lefties, this is his chance. This is his time.
All right. That's going to be smacked away foul by Belly.
I wonder what the Jays do. If Bieber gets in trouble here, who do they go to?
Come on.
Yeah.
Who would you want them to go to?
Oh, man. Eric Lauer did not look good the other day. He's the first guy I would think about. But you got to get out of a situation. If you get into a situation, I mean, being up the number of runs they're up.
Bloopy for Belly. Does Judge come in? No, he stays at third.
All right. With the score being what it is, he's got a little bit longer of a leash, I would think.
But not too long. Not too long.
Not too long. No, definitely not. I think if another run comes in without an out,
you start warming
then
up.
I think a change is
sure.
made.
Your
Wait, what's
wait,
happening? Are
your
they
pen
making a
isn't
change
warmed up
now?
yet, right? No.
No, I don't think so. Oh, they're doing a mound visit.
Yeah.
So, because you can roll the double play here, you give up the run. It's 6-3, 2 outs. Like that's got to be the game plan here.
Right.
They probably Varland has been great in this series. They got Mason Fluharty in the pen right now, and he's been good. But the problem is Mason Fluharty, he's a lefty. He's not going to face Stanton. So that probably tells you that Bieber has until Stanton to get this thing under control. And if he doesn't, they're going to go to Fluharty for Jazz and McMahon, which kind of doesn't make sense because of how good
Right.
Bieber is against lefties.
That's fair. Fluharty, what a name.
This is interesting. Yeah, right. Okay.
Babyface
they're
Ben
going
Rice is
to-
up. Runners at the corners. Yeah, first pitch by Beebs. Fastball right down the pipe. Taken. 0-1.
Very interesting result about to pop up on your screen here. This will be. I'm curious to see what you think once you see this play out.
Double play ball? Let's see.
Well, it is a double play ball, but
Oh, no.
a double play does not happen.
Oh,
Step on first and then throw it home.
Yeah, he was too far away from the bag.
It doesn't matter. Like that.
Yeah, he could have gone over and touched the bag.
So they get the force out there on Aaron Judge.
But they get one out.
They get
They
one
keep
out.
the run off the board, but it's second and third with one out. That's a very interesting baseball strategy move. Would you rather have the 2 outs and let the run in, or would you rather get 1 out? No run is in, but runners are on. Wait, did he not advance? Do we have another graphics issue, or did Rice not take the base? Rice didn't take the base behind the play? That is crazy. They do not have 2 in scoring position. You still have double play in the fold. So I'm fine with that.
Yankees look a lot like the Mets tonight. I know, they've looked a lot like their crosstown rivals.
Dude, how you feeling, by the way? How are you? I mean, that was such a emotional roller coaster. We hadn't really had a chance to talk, but like that second half, and then that just the way September went down.
It was dog water, Jim.
How was that?
Just bad pitching for 3.5 months. You know, that paired with a very inconsistent offense. Mets were top 5 in every offensive statistic, but if you actually knew the team, then you knew very well it went far beyond that number. So Juan Soto had the best season like ever by a Mets hitter. So not complaining about that. Changes need to be made to the coaching staff. I'm glad that happened and is actively happening. And they need to figure out what the future is with Alonso, Diaz, and really see if they're going to really stick with more internal options heading in next season, because we have a very blossoming farm right now.
Yeah.
Giancarlo lifts one. It's high. It's far, but not far enough. Dalton Varsho gets the lawn sac fly. And just like that, it is now a 6-3 Toronto Blue Jays lead with 2 away here in the bottom of the third.
See, everything now, this Jazz at bat's gonna be interesting. If everything plays out the way it has, if Stanton still flies out, if Vladdy turns and fires and gets a double play, the inning's over.
That's true.
We're in the dugout right now, so this Jazz result is big. Oh, I want him to get out of it. He's coming up on 50 pitches. I mean,
No,
I'd
it's
like
not, yeah, you
like
want
to get more. Like to get more out of Bieber here. At least let's get him to the 5th inning.
Yeah, I said if Bieber will probably go like 4.2 tonight. That was my guess.
Yeah.
I hope I'm wrong, though. I love it if he can go to 5 at least.
Yeah.
And the 0-1 to Jazz.
Oof, not getting that outside call. I mean, it's not a strike. It'd be interesting. Like, they had Fluharty warming up. After Jazz, it's McMahon. And then Volpe.
And the 1-1. Take it away there.
Fluharty going up against Volpe.
Yeah, Fluharty versus Volpe. Volpe's had a not terrible postseason run this far.
I'm leaving Bieber in here. I don't know what's gonna happen. We're gonna see, but I'm on the record right now saying I leave Bieber
2
in.
out, 1 on, 2-1, and that is going to be a borderline strike. Just misses outside. 3-1. Fluharty's warming up more in the pen.
Oh, and they're gonna make the change. Well, when they had Fluharty warming, that told you that they were not going to.
Wow,
they were not going to let him get too much farther.
Jazz.
Yep. And
Another dotted corner that was not called. That was the 4th call so far tonight that we've seen. That's been pretty egregious. Like clear as day.
The whole ball's in the strike zone.
I know.
I can't wait till next year, man.
The only thing that sucks though is that even next year we only get 2 per game. Like they missed
isn't it like a spring training? You get 2, but there you get 2 missed calls, and after that second missed call, don't you get unlimited? Did I not read that right? I thought you got unlimited until you got 2 wrong.
I thought I thought you just get 2. I thought you just get 2 opportunities.
Well, I have to take another look at that. I thought it was you had 2 wrong.
You could be right.
Challenges.
I don't. Just from my understanding, I thought it was. Hold on, let me find out now. I'm curious.
Man, that's a tough call right there. And now they go to Fluharty against McMahon, and McMahon stinks. Like Bieber can get Ryan McMahon out. Let's see, is there any drama in this Mariners game? No.
Okay, it says the ABS challenge system has been confirmed for next season. And it says the following. Considered a middle ground between so-called robo-umps that could call every ball and strike in the long-standing tradition of the nature-human error that comes with human umps. ABS challenge system gives teams the opportunity to request a quick review of some of the most important ball strike calls in a given game. Now we'll just see.
It's a pinch hitter.
Of course it's a pinch hitter. What's his face was baited right into that.
What's good, Zaida? Why not the playoffs, though, in regards to what? The Mets? Unfortunately, because the Mets didn't have pitching for over half the season, over 90 games of not having good pitching and very inconsistent hitting, if that is what your question was. The Yankees, though, down by 3, still in this ball game, and New York Met legend Ahmad Rosario is up at the plate with 2 out, the bottom of the 3rd. And he's going to swing and miss. If there's one thing we know about Rosario, he's going to swing at everything. So do not expect this man to attempt to work a walk. However, maybe he will. Rosario is batting .276 so far this series. Has 2 on and 2 out. Down 3 for the Yankees. But a double could make this a 1-run ball game. Big swing and miss. 91 upstairs. Lefty-righty matchup so far in favor of Fluharty. Not Flaherty. We're talking Fluharty.
Fluharty.
He's got a hearty flu.
He's got a hearty flu. It's amazing he's even standing.
Exactly.
It's amazing he's upright.
And the 0-2. Good take there by Rosario. Now 1 and 2 on the count. Pardon me. You only lose a challenge if you're wrong. Thank you. If that's the case, then that's actually pretty sick. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah, man. It's great.
Pop up by Rosie. Will it stay in? It will. And Alejandro Kirk gets the pop out for the final out of the inning. Wasn't easy, but the Blue Jays now enter the fourth, still up, this time 6-3.
6-3 in the bullpen.
Ooh.
Your matchups, kids.
Is it me, or does it feel like that this game's just going to be a drag for some reason? I don't know why. There's something about it. It feels like maybe because there's been so much offense early, it feels like it's going to be a long slog of a game today.
Yeah, well, this has been a long game. It's been an hour and a half in, and what are we going to? We're going to the fourth inning right now.
Right.
That's
hour and a half.
Slog
We've been close
about.
to done with games, Yeah. Which is
crazy.
In its
you would
own
expect.
Right.
You would think maybe you'd have another inning and a half in the books right now, and that's not the case.
So
not even close.
Jim, how would you say your season went from the standpoint of coverage?
It's always interesting this covering during the regular season because the YouTube algorithm really likes me for transactional conversations, trades, free agents.
Right.
I've made some headway with the power ranking keyword, and this year was. I don't know if I talked with you about it when we were down there at spring training, but both me and Robbie, after doing power rankings vigorously for the last couple of years, every single week, we're sort of trying to figure out like what are we doing this year for that, because it's a lot of work. But this year, my power rankings anyway took a big jump. I saw like viewership double doing power rankings. So that was reassuring. And I did it differently this year. I cut down on how long the live streams went. So instead of going through all 30 teams and going for like an hour and a half, I cut it in half. I really just focused on a top 10 conversation. Still put all 30 teams up, but focused on the top 10. So the growth and the pivot and the growth in it with power rankings was really encouraging to see. And I've also sort of got into a groove with more scheduled uploads and premieres, really hammering Thursday nights, Saturday nights, and then doing the live stream on Sunday night. Because I can't like right now it's awesome. It's great because games happen, can pop on, react to it, overreact to it, talk about it, and there's an audience there because there's such importance to what's happening right now. During the regular season, because it's so long, I just don't feel like there's that same there's that same juice to just interest in general. If you have your algorithm set up, you're good. If you are team specific, you're good. But MLB overall, it's a little bit of a challenge. But I would say this year was certainly a good year in terms of growth and a good year in terms of discovering a few things. How about you?
Good. No, I'm happy to hear that. It's always interesting to hear from fellow creators how they go about their processes. As a 0-2 on the count, top of the fourth, Cruz facing Sprinter. He sets, and the pitch, that's going to be inside 1-2. For me, this year brought a lot because there was a lot going on with work life as well as a lot of things going on outside of work life. So trying to balance those is always a fascinating thing, especially as you can certainly relate as a parent. So kind of figuring out how to navigate the schedule around everything else that you got to do for the kiddos. That's a very important thing. So that's been something that I've been learning full head on because this is my first year of covering a full season while being a father. So that was like another big adjustment. But even with the struggles the Mets had throughout the course of the year, and there was a lot of struggles the Mets had throughout the course of the year, it definitely held true that there was not only a consistency in the following that I had with my daily coverage, but still a really good appreciation and something that I worked on from the second half of last season that I carried over into this year really helped maximize my daily viewership. Where I have an average goal of around the amount of views I hope to hit each day for the sake of performance, as well as just keeping a consistent flow going of things. And thankfully, for the most part, that hit throughout pretty much all year. So I was very grateful for that. And now as we get into the off season, doing a bunch of stuff because I'm doing this, trying to build more on WardyMLB, like what we're doing right now for MLB-wide fun content of various different topics of things that are more short-term reaction, like what we're doing here, as well as more, long-term reaction of like evergreen content. I'm doing more things with the New York Post, which will be continuing as we move more into the off season. So there's more things I'm doing with them behind the scenes right now, as well as the Bleacher Report. I'm doing more work with. I was covering the Mets throughout the season with them, and then I was doing MLB topics for them weekly, which I still do. And everything's been good. So all things considered, I really cannot complain. I'm grateful for it.
Good. Yeah, it's amazing to think that we were together, with Mike and with Robbie. It feels like a couple of months ago, but it's been like 6 months now. 7 months.
It goes so fast. Every season goes so quick, though. That's why it's like every time we hop in the group chat, like, which we have to do soon to map out for spring next year if we're going to do our usual trip or not. Like, we got to figure out the logistics of a sponsor and all that fun stuff. But when we get those convos each year, you quickly realize, holy shit, it's been half a year already. That's just usually how it goes, because we're all just in the daily grind. When you're in the daily grind, months just go by in the snap of a finger as well, between juggling being a parent for you and I now, as well as content, even just for being full-time content creators, that your days go so fast as is. And there's 2 away, no on, top of the fourth here for Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Trying to continue to be the father of the New York Yankees. Let's see if he can continue to do exactly that. 3 already.
Home runs. Can you? I mean, just the.
And all they had to do, Jim, was not piss off his father. That is all they had to do. But Steinbrenner had to. That was crazy.
I just the one guy, like, if he would be eating the most shit if he was struggling right now.
Oh yeah,
because that's like that Yankee fans, if there's anybody to struggle in this lineup, they want him to be the guy, and to know that weight is on your shoulders, and to be playing like he's playing, it's it really shows to his mental state and just his motivation to be able to get up and perform in these moments.
Oh, absolutely.
And Jays fans had been getting on him the way the season closed. Everybody wants him to be 2021 Vladdy, and that may have just set the bar too high. You'll see glimpses of that player, but he's probably, he's more of a line drive hitter than he is a high fly ball hitter.
It's also not to say he can't blossom into one eventually. Though, like, he's so young. There's so much time with him.
He's still young. But I think, honestly, his average seasons are probably going to be that of a guy with about a 900 OPS, 30 homers, a WRC plus of 145, 150. Like, I don't think we're going to see a 190 WRC plus.
Vladdy pokes a single to left. He cannot be stopped.
It can't be.
1 on 2 away.
The 50 homer year, maybe there's one more of those. I don't think that's him.
Oh, who's having an absolute field day right now with the Blue Jays' success? Blue Jays today.
Oh yeah. This has been huge for them, dude. The first 2 games of this series, I was on there. I popped in. I checked out their channel. I looked at the number that they pulled for those first 2 games, and I went. I was like, that's big time. And they only have 2 other live streams greater than what they got for game 1 and game 2 of this ALDS. One of them was the Ohtani watch, and then. I can't remember what the other one was. I think it might have been another postseason game, but it's great for them. It's absolutely phenomenal for them.
Oh, and it reminded me a lot of, and for those that are unaware of who we're talking about, Blue Jays today that I showed earlier in the show, Adam and Nick, they cover the Blue Jays in an eerily similar fashion to how I cover the Mets on a daily basis. They do it for Toronto. Jim covers the Blue Jays, but not on a daily basis because he does MLB-wide coverage. So they're like the true like day-to-day guys, along with Gate 14 Pod. Those are like the first people in the Toronto space I think of. But Nick and Adam have been, grinding this out for a while, and they have really done a fantastic job now building their platform to, right around the same following as mine with the Mets, like just over 35,000 subscribers now. And it reminded me a lot of this current playoff run of the reactions that they were getting a couple off seasons ago with the Ohtani sweepstakes, because when that was peaking, that was so fool's gold of like how the Bauer sweepstakes were for me. Eerily similar, actually, gained a massive following from it. I even had momentum in my live chat. That's how ridiculous it was at the time. The company that he backs, and to see John Morosi, everyone's favorite reporter, said nobody, go out and tell you that Shohei Ohtani's flying to Toronto.
They had Morosi on the other day.
I'm not surprised. And did they call him out for it? What did they say?
I don't know. I did not sit down and listen to the whole interview. I listened to maybe like 5 minutes, as we tend to do now these days. We just can't lock in for long term. But they had Morosi on the other day. Yeah, no, good for them. They're doing good things, and they're committed to it. They're in the deep end. They've jumped in with both feet.
They're mightily proactive, and this is their full-time thing, as just two guys that live with each other, so they're just grinding every single day, just probably thinking about different ideas of stuff to do. And I saw they even got like their version of a Little Caesars sponsor, because they got like a pizza sponsor.
No, that is Little Caesars.
Oh, it is
Little Caesars. That's what they call it in Canada. They call it in Canada. It's pizza.
Like, I want that. Like, that's so cool. Like that's the kind of stuff that they've tapped into the markets of has been fascinating to follow, for sure. Seriously though, I gotta bark out that tree. I gotta get trying to think
whoever they I think it's their whoever their agent is or is securing deals for them has been doing a pretty good job.
I wonder if it's them. I feel like it might be them, honestly.
No, I'm pretty sure they have an agent. I've talked with them. Now maybe something has changed since the last time them and me had a conversation about YouTube stuff. But last we talked about it, they had an agent.
Gotcha. Well, they've done a good job on hitting on more of the local stuff, and that's something I want to hammer more into.
That's the thing.
I appreciate the countrywide stuff because that's important, so you can hit as many markets as you can. But when you have niches for being in like New York, or in the case of yourself, you can go about the markets in various different ways. So.
No, but you guys having the local being attached to a team, you have the ability to, dive into that market and find local sponsors or even bars and restaurants, because they've done a couple of those too, where they've been out at a bar and a restaurant for a live stream, which is pretty cool. I mean, that's just some a good vibe to be at.
Absolutely. Yeah, that's what we did earlier this year in the spring training when we went to Duffy's, for example. We did exactly that.
I'm just setting up my my live stream for later tonight. Have you noticed, this is a brand new thing and I'm really glad they did this. You know how the mid-roll ads, they had the automatic, recommended, or manual, and then they basically threatened you that if you did manual, none of the mid-roll ads would run because they had to find the right pause point in the video. So I left everything on automatic, and it always irritated
Chopper
me.
by Kirk, and that is going to be the final out of the inning. We head to the bottom of the fourth. Toronto's still up 6-3.
It bothered me to no end because the automatic mid-rolls, if I didn't remember to go back and check it, would always be an overabundance of ads. Like every 3 minutes, they would have another mid-roll lined up.
Yes, I always have to go back and manually edit the ads myself.
Every single time. And I don't want to take mid-rolls out, but I also don't want there to be a lot of them. I want there to be like 3. If I do a 30-minute video, I want there to be 3.
Yeah, well, the problem though is that it depends on what your priority is for, like actually how much ad revenue you're looking for. But
I'm
like,
looking I'm looking for the time spent watching. I'm looking for less opportunities for somebody to be like, all right, this is my jumping off point. And
That's fair.
I think sometimes, I mean, I do it. I have YouTube Premium now, so I don't do it as much as I used to. But if an ad came up and it was something you couldn't skip or anything like that, I'd be like, okay, I'm going off. I'm going to do something else. So I don't want, and I may sit through, especially if it's content I really like and it's a streamer or a creator that I really like. I'll sit through a couple, but if it's 10 minutes in and the third ad is popping up, I might just say, okay, that's it.
That's fair. Our attention spans are cooked nowadays, unfortunately, as well. It's difficult. But that's
it is.
Yeah, for me, if I get an ad, like, it depends on the importance of it more than anything. It really just depends on the importance of it. It's like, do I have to watch this right now? Okay, fine. I'll wait.
See, that's me. I just figure that everybody has something better to be doing than watching me. So I want to make sure that I don't lose you. If I got you, I don't want to lose you because you probably have something more important to be doing. You have homework to be doing. You have some job assignment you should be doing. You have something else to go do.
The stuff that people tell me that they are doing, like, or should be doing instead of watching me sometimes.
Yeah.
I hope they're not always truthful. That's because I'm like, really? Like, why am I a priority right now? This is insane to me. Like, I appreciate it, but at the same time, stop. You know, like, please go do what you're supposed to do.
Yes. Go feed the baby. Go do your homework. Go drive.
You left your dog outside for how many hours? Let's bring him in. Come on.
Go get the dog. I'll stop. I'll wait. You go do what you need to do. No, I love it though that you can do this is for the automatic. You can do low, medium, or high. Could you imagine doing high?
Just obnoxious, because here's the thing: when you plug ads in, and some people don't realize this, if you say put 5 ads in, it doesn't mean that person's going to see 5 ads. It just means that they're in a rotation of those respective spots. So you may get 2 or 3 out of those 5 ads more than likely. But the more you add, it increases obviously the likelihood of someone hitting an ad more often than not. So you it really comes down to exactly how much ad revenue you're trying to prioritize. For a 15-minute video, I would typically plug 2 to 3 ads, because I know that they wouldn't usually run that much. It would be about 1 or 2.
That's about it. Yep. But if I do a video and it's 30 minutes long, I'll come back and there's like 8 ad spots, and I'm like,
I don't know why. That's egregious.
A bit much.
Like,
it's a bit much, YouTube.
I agree with that.
And that's the automatic. That is the automatic. There must have been enough people complaining about that for them to now have that frequency option.
And the one, too.
A low frequency.
Volpe swings and misses. Terrible swing by Volpe, and Fluharty's 1 away here in the bottom of the 4th.
Thank you, Anthony. What do you think? Is Anthony Volpe back next year? He has so many years of control, but I'm very interested to see what happens.
I just see how much better is Volpe going to get in 1 year for this Yankees team.
Mike is watching because he just texted us.
Let's see. He probably said get off the.
He just texted us. He has a recommendation. He's probably right. I know he's right.
But Jim's like, I don't care. Where's the cocktail? I'm seeing you're drinking the one Mountain Dew. Where's the other?
I decided to bag it because it was the last Baja Blast I had, so I wanted to finish the Baja Blast right now. Yeah, for anybody that's not aware, mixing the Summer Freeze and the Baja Blast creates a Baja Summer Freeze that is delicious. And
Mike appreciates knowing that I got him on to Purple Thunder from Circle K.
Yep. What do they have? Taco Bell's got midnight. They've got a midnight. What do they call it? What is that called? Midnight?
It's a Baja Midnight, I think. It's
just Baja Midnight, right?
Yeah, I don't know exactly what flavor it is. I hope it's not just straight grape. If it's not, then I'll definitely give it a try. Otherwise,
It's not. I've had it a few times. It's pretty good.
What's it taste like in your opinion?
It's like it's like taking Baja Blast and adding a hint of grape to it. So that is so it doesn't taste like grape, but it just adds a grape-ish flavor.
Okay. We'll have to give it a try then for the frozen one. You hear that,
You're
Mike?
gonna-
Mike, maybe we're gonna mess up the stomachs tonight and get some Taco Bell, Mike.
You're gonna love what's about to happen.
I don't know if I'm gonna love it. And
If the Jays end up losing this game,
oh no! Oh, Barger, what a botch by Barger. Austin Wells is in safely at second. There's
How
one
windy
on,
is
one
it?
away here. Bad play, man.
I mean, that ball is so far away from him. The wind must be really howling there in the Bronx tonight because that's ridiculous.
Oh, Joseph said, Tigers making noise in the bottom of the ninth. 3 runs scored, no outs. It's 8-4 now. Interesting. They were only down by 7 in the ninth, mind you.
Oh,
but,
God.
give it a little fool's
8-4.
goal.
Who did they go to? They must have. They obviously didn't go to Munoz.
No.
Let's see. Who did they go to? They probably went to, I don't know, a Rosarena. Let him give it a shot. They went to Caleb Ferguson, who couldn't get anybody out. Now Munoz is in the game. It's about to be over. Yeah, man. That is if this turns into runs. I mean, it already turns into more pitches. But if it turns into more runs, that's 2 now. The IKF, that you got to have that. That's a 10 times out of 10. This Barger one, it's a 10 times out of 10. You got to have those.
You know that guy Los that you're talking about earlier?
Yeah.
He tweeted 40 minutes ago, I don't give a you-know-what about the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays are cheating. They know every pitch that's coming from every pitcher. They'll be exposed in a few years like the Astros.
That's funny.
And then right under it, I have Clint Frazier on X, Bleacher Creature tonight. Oh, quickly they have fallen. It's going from being in the Yanks labs and now just... And no, he's not on his retirement tour the way that Anthony Rizzo was at Wrigley earlier this year.
Oh, man. Oh, dude, this is getting stressful.
Yo, Clint always has a fat lip on him. He literally, can't... I've never seen him not have, a massive dip lip.
Yeah.
Everywhere he's went. Some players are just like that.
Yep. Here comes Judge. Who do you go to? Who's coming in?
Here we go.
Yep, this is such a moment. I mean, we got to wait. But
wait, Jim, do you still have it on your phone?
I've got, what, the game?
Yeah, what are you up to date on?
That's at commercial break.
Oh, okay.
Are you still waiting for the result?
We're at commercial break now.
Okay, so you got first and second. Coming back.
Yep. Here, I'm gonna be back in 1 second, but Jim, could you ask the chat today, or just talk to them about something baseball related? What's going on?
Something baseball related. I am gonna have to pull the chat. I'm gonna have to pull you guys up because I'll react to some questions. If anybody that is watching has any questions or comments, I'm going to pull it up because I had it up and then I took it down. It's Joseph. What's up, man? Matt, how you doing, buddy? To the familiar faces that I have a good feeling I'll see in a couple of hours, the way this is going, a couple of hours. What's up, guys? This is exactly, if you were the New York Yankees, this is what you wanted. This game, I mean, despite If you were going to give up runs, this is how you want the Blue Jays to play this game. They get the runs, but you get Bieber out early. You are putting the Blue Jays on edge. You're going now to the third reliever in this game for the Blue Jays. Flu Hardy is one of the reliable guys. Varland is probably the most the guy you would want to go to right now, and they're burning him. They are burning him in the fourth inning. I mean, you have to. This could be the game. But if you're the Yankees, if you were going to fall down, this is the script that you want to follow to get back into it. This is such a big at bat. Oh, Louis Varland. Whew. That heat, that gas. Woo. Tyler with a question: what's more shocking, the Yanks getting boat raced or the Cubs getting smoked? I actually say probably the Yankees, in this fashion. The Cubs, the problem with the Cubs is that coming into the postseason, Matthew Boyd was not pitching his best. Shota Imanaga had become a home run derby machine. So there were tons of problems going on there. And there you go. If you haven't seen it, you're about to see it. This game is brand new. Off the damn pole. So now it's whose bullpen is better. That's how we'll play this thing. All right. Game on. 6-6 in the bottom of the fourth, and it's 10 o'clock. This game is going to go deep into the night.
Oh, my God. He did it.
Yep.
He had his moment.
That just happened.
He had his moment.
He needed that.
Wow.
The team needed that. What the Blue Jays do in the top of the fifth is going to be a big deal.
Wow.
Off the pole. I mean,
that's insane.
You're looking at two more feet and forget it.
That's crazy. It's ball gaming over. Listen, if you guys still win, that's gonna be the most crazy outcome. A lot of ball game left.
Well, no, we got
wow.
This is where again, if they don't win this game, look, I've been doing these overarching post games. There's literally nothing to talk about from Seattle and Detroit tonight. So tonight's late live stream is going to be all about this game, and Blue Jays win, Blue Jays lose. There's going to be no shortage.
Wow. I'm just glad
no shortage of items to talk about.
I got a notification on my phone of someone saying "Wow." I was like, "Oh no, Yanks did something." I walked in right as Judge is swinging the bat. That's crazy.
Yeah, you can't leave again. You see what happens when you leave.
I stopped myself short of what I had to do too because I had the twin. I'm screwed.
You walk away and everything goes to hell. Come on.
I still gotta go pee, Jim.
No, not anymore. Too bad. All right, we gotta get.
That's what I got.
Gotta get through this. Stay up. Stay in play. Not that Barger's gonna catch it anyway. Putts.
How many Yankee fans do you think left when it was 6-1?
It is too early. I don't think anybody leaves.
Okay.
I don't think anybody leaves. If it had stayed, a 5-run deficit a little bit longer, like if we were getting into the fifth inning and they were still down 5, you might see some disgruntled fans head for the exit. But I would think they'd still be in.
Okay, you know what? I will not leave next until the inning's done. So
Yes,
that
you
way
can,
there's nothing to happen.
wait for the inning to be over. Oh, and they're going to show the replay of that Barger drop. Now, even if Barger catches that, you still have. No, you don't have Judge up in that situation, do you? Yeah, you do. Because Judge.
That's such a big home run.
Judge still hits. I'm not listening to the game, so I don't know why they keep replaying the Barger. I mean, it gave the Yankees another base runner, so that Judge home runs happens and it ties the game. If not for Barger, then it's 6-5 right now. But no matter what, the Blue Jays, the message is clear: more runs need to be had.
Oh yeah.
So that's, I mean, whether it's 6-6 or 6-5, you need to put up a 10 spot tonight. So the Barger thing sucks, but Judge is still up in that situation. It's not like you got that extra at bat. But make their guys have to throw more pitches. Bieber had to throw more pitches in the first. Fluharty had to throw more pitches. I don't know. All right, game on though.
Wow. All right, I'll be right back. One more time.
You better get back before the first pitch is thrown.
In case you guys are just chiming in, Aaron Judge, 3-run tank to left that just stayed fair. Ties this ball game 6-6, and we're just only 4 innings in the ball game. A lot of ball game to be had. We're not even halfway through.
This game's never going to end.
No, it's not. Keep drinking that Mountain Dew, Jim.
I'm almost out. I'm in trouble. Look at that. That's all I got left. Yeah, the 2 errors, 2 runs in. It's 6-4. If IKF fields his ball clean, that's 1 less run on the board. There's 1 less runner on base for Judge. Either way, though, the message is clear. The Yankees are here. Anybody would have been foolish to come into this game thinking the Yankees weren't going to put up a fight. Got to get all 27 outs, and the Blue Jays. Again, it's clear. You need to go to 10, at least 10. Because the Yankees are going to put more up. Good news is the Yankees who have the Yankees thrown tonight already? They've thrown Rodon, obviously. State something more obvious. It was Rodon, it was Cruz, and it was Duvall. And Duvall's only threw 4 pitches to get Kirk out last time. So Duvall's going to come back out. The Yankees still haven't thrown in this series Bednar or Williams, right? I don't believe either of them pitched in game 2. I know they didn't pitch in game 1. The games got out of control, so the 2 best relievers did not get in. And now you're getting late. You're already in the bullpen. I would think that those 2 are at the top of Boone's list to go to. But you don't want to go to them yet, because if you burn them and you still have 2 or 3 more innings to go, who do you go to? Here we go. This is going to be important. How the Blue Jays fare against Duvall is going to be a big deal. A quick inning is not ideal, because he threw 2 innings in game 1. If this is quick, then you get into a situation where maybe he even goes out there for the 6th if he's only got 1 1/3 and, I don't know, 15 pitches. So I want to get some. Varsho's gone. I mean, that's a good pitch. Fox is showing the graphic of Judge in this postseason. Yeah, he has been unreal. 11 hits in the postseason, 3 tonight. He's been the guy. He came into the postseason swinging a hot bat, and he's kept it going. Ernie. Oof. Ernie Clement with a 1-out double. Ernie Clement is now 3 for 3 tonight. That's a big double. I said it last inning. The way the Jays come back in this inning after giving up the lead.
You bet.
Such a
5-run
big
inning for the Jays. Here we go, Jim. Starts now.
Dude, the way they've come back, yeah, I feel like you have to get one on the board. At least one.
Big double off the ball. Yeah.
Again, reestablish, like, no, we're still in the driver's seat here. That was cute. That was fun. Good for you, but we're still in the driver's seat.
Just keep the gas. Just keep the foot on the pedal.
Don't change anything. Don't change anything. Keep going. Now you got Santander, man.
What a ball game, though,
could
Jim.
get hot, dude. Dude, this is an incredible game.
Well, what's your level of frustration as a Blue Jays fan in comparison to appreciation as a baseball fan?
My level of frustration, like tonight.
Yeah.
I'm not really that frustrated. I'm pretty even keel right now. I'm still good. This game, if it comes down to a situation where they lose by 1 run or 2 runs because of those errors, then my frustration will be pretty peaked. But
right.
This is still a game that they control. Go out there and put some runs up and keep this thing going. Drop. And keep your foot on the gas. Just there's no reason to panic yet. You're not losing. So I'm good. I'm good. And from a general baseball perspective, this is great for baseball. This is great. This is all eyes on this game. Man, if Santander could get going, man, I hope it happens. I hope we get to see it.
Oh, Judge with the nice sliding catch.
I know, right?
1 away.
He gets the home run last inning. He gets the sliding catch this inning.
It is annoying how Captain America. You know what Aaron Judge is? Aaron Judge is the Rock of Major League Baseball. That's what he is.
Yeah.
Think about it. Like, he not only has. He honestly looks like a lighter skinned The Rock a little bit in his facial features, for one. He's just a lot taller than The Rock.
Right.
And secondly, he's the star of the show. Like, that's what he is. He always is. Every time that he's around, he's who you have most eyes on. The fascinating thing is that in head-to-head matchup between the Dodgers and the Yankees, if we exclude international aspects, because that'll always favor Shohei, if we talk solely national level, who is more paid attention to? Is it Shohei Ohtani or Aaron Judge? With their at-bats.
I think globally it's Ohtani.
Globally it's Ohtani, but I'm not talking globally. We're talking national.
Here in the States, it's probably still Ohtani.
Think so?
I do. I mean, it would be a fair argument to say that Judge is. Let's put it this way: the fact that you could make an argument that it would be Judge, even though I think it's Ohtani, says something about Judge, because Ohtani has dethroned Babe Ruth as the figurehead for baseball. The Babe Ruth stuff kind of comes to an end with Shohei Ohtani. Once he retires, there's a new guy that changed the game, because Babe Ruth changed the game. The home run ball was not a thing, and Babe Ruth changed that. Ohtani, the way he plays the game, is changing the game. So, but the fact that you can argue Aaron Judge just says how important Aaron Judge is. Even though I think he comes in second, he's he's noteworthy enough to where he's right there as well. And it's almost impressive to be even mentioned in the same breath as Ohtani.
It will be amazing to see over the next 5 to 7 years if we have any prospect that comes up that follows in the footsteps of Shohei, that both balances being a professional pitcher and hitter, and he can actually amount a career out of that. You know, like, are we going to see more Ohtanis come from the MPB eventually because of how much he helped pave the way? Or is he
I don't think
really
they'll be like this.
Or is he really going to be this unicorn?
Yeah, I don't think they'll be like this. We won't see anybody dominate with the bat and on the bump. I don't think we'll see anybody dominate like this again.
Tim Hill, soft tossing southpaws on the bump.
He's going after Barger here. Come on, Addison.
Here we go. Two out, one on.
Just poke one through. Let's get it. Let's get that run.
All teams wish they would have paid for Ohtani. Same way that all teams wish they would have drafted Judge.
I mean, Ohtani was going to the Dodgers. That's where he wanted to go. Even the money.
Yeah, even beforehand, he was always going to be out west. No, but like even when he went to the Angels, like he was always going to be out west to begin with.
Yeah.
But Judge is the miss everyone had because he went beyond the first round. Oh
yeah, yep. Judge was a miss by a lot of organizations, and even Judge was a late bloomer.
Yep, because he's tall, lanky, but he wasn't as filled out yet, and he still had a lot more developing to do. You know, a guy of his size could easily thrive and be what he should have been, which is Aaron Gordon's twin brother if he actually had a basketball career. Instead, he went the baseball route, and it's worked out. But to your point, it was a little bit of a slow roll of development before he then blossomed the way that he did for the Yankees. And the 2-2. Barger strikes out.
Going to the bottom of the fifth.
Barger's just not helping you guys tonight, huh?
No,
First the botch to play, now the bad strikeout, nasty slider, down and away. Tim Hill's amped.
Yep. Tim Hill's feeling really good about himself. Good for Tim Hill. This is a big bottom. This is a big bottom of the fifth. This is what you want. This is if you're a casual fan, or not a casual fan, but if you're just a baseball fan, you're good with this. Jays fans, stress is high. Stress is high. The momentum is in their court. A shutdown inning is so important right now. Let's see who's coming out. Is it going to be Varland again? I wonder if any of the Blue Jays beat reporters have anything on that. No, nothing now.
Who is your favorite Blue Jays beat reporter? Ben Nicholson-Smith or someone else?
I think it's probably Keegan.
Gotcha.
I think Keegan Matheson, I think, is probably it.
This game is fun. It's been very fun to watch. Yeah, no,
it's amazing.
It gave Toronto the early 5-run lead. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. looking like a stud as he has done all series long against this Yanks team. Aaron Judge finally having his playoff moment that we've been longing for. I just had a lengthy conversation with my buddy Patrick Hennessy yesterday, and we were going over how, Judge needs to have his moment. Not that he didn't have some nice home runs in last year's run, because he did, and not that he's having a bad postseason run this year, because he isn't. But you're in a do-or-die situation this time around. You need to look like you are the best on the planet the way that you continuously look throughout the course of the year. And he finally did that. So even if the Yankees do lose today, you cannot say it was for a lack of effort on Aaron Judge's end, because he brought them right back in the ballgame.
This game is checking all of the boxes.
Yep.
You think about it with like you said, Jays get out front.
And whoever bet Judge and Vladdy home run props in this,
Yep. You get the two big stars going deep. You have the Blue Jays with the series lead jumping out in front to an early lead. You have the Yankees climbing back in it. You have Blue Jay errors. The only thing we haven't had yet is really any big mistakes from the Yankees. The Blue Jays have made several, and the Yankees, I mean, Rodon struggled, but outside of that, you've seen the Yankees play the game that they needed to play to get back in
Varland's
this.
still out there.
Yeah, I'm okay with that.
Here he goes. First pitch is Giancarlo. Fastball, 100 down. That is the most sneaky 100-mile-per-hour pitch I think I may have ever seen. The way
really
that
is.
Varland's follow through and plants his feet as he's like straight forward standing, that's actually kind of ridiculous. He has no business having that velocity.
I know.
And you got him for literally nothing from Minnesota.
Yep.
Actually a joke. Mind you, Varland is like a Minneapolis native, isn't he? Like, he actually was like
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he was like a homegrown, like, twin.
He was a
through and
homegrown
through.
dude, but was he from the area?
I think he was, because there was a lot of controversy with trading him specifically, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, let me see.
This is going to be a big thing here. This is going to be big. I don't think he faces either of the next two hitters. This is a big get. He was from St. Paul. Yep. All right, so this is good. Now, does he stay out there? He stays out there. Go get him, buddy. He offered it that. What? I need to see a replay of that.
Varland continues to pump heat. One away, bottom of the fifth. 1-0 count here to Jazz Chisholm. What's been your takeaways from Jazz so far this year? Because I got to say, man, oh man, really blossoming in a lineup that, you know, has every aspect of power to contact that he could want to really kind of blend in with the rest of the group, you know?
Good breakout year for Jazz. In this lineup, you're gonna expect him to do big things.
He always has such sneaky power too. When you look at his frame, you don't say to yourself, "Oh yeah, this is a big, you know, home run hitter coming." But no, then he's going to smack 25, 30 home runs and you're like, "Oh, okay."
Uh-huh.
Oh my God.
One right now too.
That was the most ridiculously timed statement I just ever made. Jazz Chisholm, go ahead. Bomb.
That was
first of the postseason.
So now you take
7-6 Yankees lead. Holy shit.
Now you take Varland out. There was definitely an argument to be made to take Varland out before Jazz.
You were all on that too, Jim. From the start, you're like, take Varland out. Now,
I didn't. I don't know why you leave him in here.
Wow.
And you don't go to one of your left. They have like three left. Well, they already used one of them, but they have two more lefties in the pen. What are we trying to save them?
Oh my God. I just can't. How did that? I hope someone clipped that because I did not see the Jazz Chisholm home run until after I stated, you know, and then bam, he's going to casually hit you 25, 30 plus bombs. And you're like, how?
Yep. Yeah, he did,
but
he
at
did
the
it right
same
there.
time, it's kind of easy when you get 100 miles per hour right down the middle.
Just turn it around.
Yep, just turn it around indeed. Jazz Chisholm. So now that you're officially losing in this ball game, would you say that now there's a level of stress at least?
Because I think this is the Jays have more runs. The Jays should be putting more runs up tonight. This shouldn't be it. This is following the script beautifully that Mr. Manfred sent in to Yankee Stadium tonight. You're gonna fall down early. You're gonna come back. You're gonna take the lead, and then you're gonna make some mistakes late, and the Jays are gonna sweep you.
Oh my God! You got to look at Blue Jays today right now.
That is really
Adam and Nick.
Oh yeah, are they losing it?
Oh my God! Which I don't know. I always get them confused, Adam and Nick. Which one's
Are
which?
they on Twitter? They're
They're
on Twitter right now. It's on YouTube.
They're on YouTube. Oh my god, he was just shaking his legs so bad out of frustration, like the really bad shit. You know the tick you have when you just got to shake your leg really hard in class? He was getting that from. Yeah, they're crashing out right now. It cracks me up.
Adam looks like he's dead. Adam, that home run killed Adam. Nick's gonna go punch a wall. Adam, I think, is already dead. Nick may have punched Adam out. That's what's happening. You know, I give them credit. Just that whiteboard that they update. I don't know how they are. I would constantly forget to update that thing, and it is almost instinct. They update that thing, strikes and balls and runs and all of that.
Oh, no doubt.
That's next level awareness. To be watching a game and be able to manually update your whiteboard.
Jim, I'm sorry. I was just watching the crash out again. They cracked me up.
Yeah.
Because they got like 1,300 people in there right now, just like all going through the same exact emotion. You know how that is. That's great.
And now we got Rosario. So
now we have Rosario, correct?
Who's in? The Fisher's in.
Yep.
I'm trying to remember.
Braden Fisher. Who's the Toronto Blue Jay from a hot minute ago going back to Braden Fisher's not helping out? Ma Rosario with a 1-out double. And the Yankees have
I'm trying to remember who gave up the runs in game 1. I can't remember if it was Fisher. Oh, dude.
Rosario's been such a good hitter, though. Wherever he's went, he's always been a good contact hitter.
Problem is, it's supposed to be against the lefties.
Right.
So here comes Fisher. The game the other day. Oh, Fisher came in, faced 2 batters, got a strikeout, gave up a hit. It was Nance and Lauer and Brule that struggled. With all the lefties they had, you've got lefties for days in this bullpen. To leave Varlin out there after he gets Stanton is surprising. McMahon's not in there anymore, so it's Jazz, and then you get back to the righties. But Jazz is so important, and I'm not worried about Rosario slapping a single with 2 outs.
Right. 1-2 on the count here to Volpe. Runner in scoring position, 1 away. Yankees have come back 5 runs down to take a 7-6 lead here in the bottom of the 5th. Game 3, the ALDS. That's Jim Riley, Ballcap Sports. I'm Tyler from WardyMLB. And here's the pitch, and that's going to be a breaking ball that misses out of the zone, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, Volpe's not chasing, so he must be picking up the spin or picking up the grip out of his hand.
Yep.
And he just fouled off a tough slider. You'll see that in a second. So this is a little worrisome that Volpe might be on Fisher here. So this is going to be an interesting couple of pitches. Oh, Volpe can just suck sometimes.
And the 3-2. Acts away foul. Is that why you said he sucks?
No, you'll see in a second.
It's
like, because again, like seeing the results. Like I just said, it's like he must be. Again, he's picking up the spin or he's picking up the grip, so he's seeing. You know, is it a breaking ball? Is it just coming in with a heater?
Oh yeah.
And he just waves like a defenseless, half-hearted swing after seeing some good pitches and fouling off a tough slider.
Where did the at-bat go wrong there? Yeah.
Yeah. That's just like, was there a loss of focus there for a second? I mean, how does that one get you? after the previous pitches. Curve is dancing. Let's keep that happening. Let's see. The Jays go. Ugh. I can't out of this game, Barger. Jimenez, Springer, and Schneider for the Jays in the 6th. And we're not there yet. Oh, shoot.
What?
The sequence that's coming up.
Let's see what this sequence is going to be. 1 on, 2 away. Yanks up by 1. Bottom of the 5th. And the 1-2 here from Fisher to Wells. Wells, who is 0-2 on the night, gets set. So does Fisher. Yankees rallied all the way back by 5 runs. And that's going to be ripped through. In comes in is Ahmad Rosario. Austin Wells will be out trying to leg a single to a double, but not before the Yankees take an 8-6 lead.
Now they're showing the replay, and I think they got him, but this is where Aaron Boone is out of challenges.
That's a great point. So what they call here,
yeah,
they may have to deal with.
Exactly. So I think that at the end of the day, the call was right. I do think from the camera angle they showed, they didn't sit on it for too long because it's a moot point, even though Wells was hanging out on the base.
Right.
Thinking that maybe they could challenge it, but they're out of challenges. I wonder, so let me ask you this. I got a question for you. What do you think generates a larger live stream audience after this game? A Blue Jays win? Well, no, I shouldn't say that because obviously the Blue Jays win because they clinched the division. But if the Blue Jays lose this game, we're going down this road and it doesn't change, how badly does that kill the live stream viewership?
The Yankees win tonight?
A Yankees win. Or does that add life to the live stream because the Blue Jays had this game and they gave it away?
I think if you're doing MLB-wide content, and like I know you have a good contingent of Blue Jay followers, but I know that's not what your base is built off of. I would say that a Yankees win would be more impactful than a Blue Jays win, no doubt in my mind. Like for the sake of how the Yankees would be winning. Down 5 runs, Aaron Judge has his moment. Make sure Aaron Judge is on the thumbnail. Make sure Vladdy's on the thumb. You know, like that kind of stuff. I would really lean into the big storylines tonight, which has been Vladdy's amazing, but Aaron Judge finally showed up. You know, so it's kind of like that kind of thing. I
think I have to lean into the fact that Yankee fans are going to be feeling very prideful and boastful if they win this game.
Of course.
So the title needs to be Blue Jays blow it. Instead of Yankees stay alive, it almost needs to be Blue Jays blow it. So,
I 100% agree because you want to bring in more fans. I think you're going to be like a Blue Jay fan crashing out, even if you're not going to be. It gives off more of that impression.
You get the misery loves company Blue Jays fans that are coming in. You get Yankee fans that want to come in and give us a hard time.
This is what happens once your first ever live show on a new YouTube platform. That's really all it is. And I appreciate every single one of you. We peaked at around 40 people tonight, so thank you to everyone. We have 21 plus in here, which is good. I always appreciate my 21 and up. If you're younger than 21, that's okay too. But I appreciate every single one of you nonetheless. This is Jim from Ballcap Sports. For those that don't know, he covers all things at Major League Baseball. I cover the New York Mets on a daily basis on a YouTube channel called WardyNYM, and when I'm not doing that, I'm here covering MLB-wide topics as well as in the Bleacher Report app as a recurring contributor for them. Andres Jimenez, speaking of the New York Mets, part of the Francisco Lindor trade 5 years ago, got on base once today with hit by pitch. And listen, Jimenez was a salary dump by the Guardians for you guys entering the season. How would you say that is fair, year one?
Not a fan. He plays good defense. He's quick, but knowing that the Jays have to pay him when they have a lot of they have enough options in this infield to where you don't need him. Barger can play third, Ernie Clement can play second, Bo can play short, and you've got Vladdy at first.
Right.
So I feel like the Andres Jimenez trade then made me scratch my head, and it still does not look like a move that I would make again. I would not advise that, because really it allows for this front office to justify letting Bo Bichette walk, because the money,
and they're going to.
Jimenez can go to short, even though Jimenez has talked about how playing shortstop has been grueling on his body. I love that came out, because that could be a statement to the Jays front office. Is like, hey, this dude is not built for 162 games at shortstop.
Right.
He's not big enough. So that is an issue that again, the money they have now in on Jimenez and his defensive acumen. I can see the Jays front office using that as a reason to let Bo walk.
I just don't understand, and shout out to Baseball Historian in the chat. Appreciate him. He's another fantastic MLB content creator, part of the Stark Raven Sports space. Cookie Cat, thank you for the support since 2021. That's awesome. Shout out to Space Ghost here as well, saying, let's go Blue Jays. Indeed. Jim, can you do me a favor as George Springer grounds out, and let me know what the final last couple of words you were saying in your statement was, so I can reply, because I know I had something to say.
Jimenez and
there we go.
The Jays keeping him on because of the money they have invested and how good he is defensively. They can move him to short or have him take over short and let Bo walk.
Yeah, I did not like the trade when it happened, because David Schneider gets a little under one, and that's going to be the final out of the inning. Jays down 2 as we had the bottom of the 6, 8-6. New York Yankee lead in the Bronx. Jimenez was on a perfectly structured contract for Cleveland to dump him when they dumped him. And for the Blue Jays to kind of allow that to happen was really perplexing to me, because it's like, you could clearly tell that they invested in Jimenez when he was at his early peak as a contact hitter. But, one, they have Steven Kwan, who kind of checks off that box a bit. And 2, today's game is not built off of contact ability. The Luis Arises aren't really going to be a needle mover for your team the way that it would have been 4, 5, 6 years ago. So for all those reasons, it felt like that trade didn't make sense from Toronto's point of view. And then you add in the fact that the first 2 or 3 years of Jimenez's contract was however much money it was versus what it is in the back end. It's like twice as much, So that alone was like how much is Jimenez getting paid this year? Isn't it like 20 million or close to?
Yeah.
That's just absurd for a guy who is solid defensively, but is already complaining about his body's limitations, as well as his hitting is by no means built around power.
No, and it was amazing. I don't know if it was a joke or if the Jays, if the front office was trolling us. The beginning of the year, they had Jimenez batting 4th in the lineup. That was actually happening at the beginning of the year.
I mean, every team has their fair share of jokes with their lineups throughout the season. You're gonna get a couple where you're just like, excuse me, what? Like, what are you smoking today? Come on.
And I think Jimenez ended up hitting a home run. The amazing thing about the whole situation, it was just the baseball gods having a good laugh at Jay's fans' expense, because he went, and I think after the first week, I think Jimenez had like 2 or 3 home runs and was leading the team in home runs after the first week. It was incredible. And then, obviously he came back down to earth and played like the player we know he is.
Oh, here's a good question for you and to our baseball viewers, and you guys can comment on this as well. What is one story from the first half this season that you firmly believe would fall off in the second half between individual player performance or a team performance as a whole that never did? That stayed
I thought
steady.
Would fall off.
Because for me, I didn't mean this at all rudely to him, but I did not think for a second that Kyle Riley was going to have like north of a 60 home run season. Like that really impressed me. I thought he was going to fall off. I thought we were going to get him to settle down and be like a 40 home run hitter, and that be that.
Right. I mean, that's a good one. I'm trying to think if there's anyone else that was hot and fell off, because there were definitely some teams that I thought were going to do better than they did. So there were teams that started out slow, and I thought were going to be they were going to be able to hold it, and they weren't. But from a player perspective, I don't know. I got to think about this for a second.
I mean,
Cal Raleigh's a good one, because nobody would expect them. I mean, that's what guys do. They start out hot, they do that, and then they cool off. They have a second half where they hit 8 home runs, or even
and
then they finished
from the A's. What an amazing season he had.
He was a monster. Yeah, he think about Nick Kurtz and what he did, and how. I mean, people were aware of him, but he wasn't on everybody's radar like Jack Caglione was on everybody's radar. And Jack Caglione came up and could not tread water at the major league level. And then you had Nick Kurtz, who was just unstoppable.
Well, I will say maybe this is a spicy take, but excluding Bobby Witt Jr. and I know that obviously Vinny Pasquantino ain't no joke, but I think the depth of the Royals lineup is actually more underwhelming than the A's. I think the A's have a better, good core group of young players.
Yeah, definitely.
Right,
100%.
No doubt.
100%. I agree with you 100%.
So
that
A's
lineup is going to score runs.
When Jack got called up and had the lineup that he had, it wasn't necessarily to the same magnitude as, what you kind of saw from the A's this year. Offensively, the A's just had a lot of things to appreciate. Like Tyler Soderstrom, for example. He got off to a roaring hot start this year and stayed really good. 25 home runs, 93 RBIs for him. He was fantastic defensively. He was toyed at first and then lost out of Kurtz. And that was your left fielder more often than not. Kurtz obviously had a brilliant season. I'm double checking his stats right now to make sure that I have them to a T, because there's honestly like 5 players for the A's right now that I love. I love how they're formatted in their lineup, and it's going to be a shame when they don't win anything, because they're not going to. One away here in the bottom of the 6th, one on, and Cody Bellinger rips one, and that's going to be missed. Aaron Judge, nope, that is not him in right field. Instead, that's Anthony Santander, who should stay at DH, who now has runners at second and third with one away here in the bottom of the 6th. That was
this game.
That was so Baltimore Orioles, Anthony Santander to speak. That's why you can't have that. And on top of it, he's grabbing his thumb like there's an issue, which is not good either. So I'm sorry to see that, Jim. I'm not happy about that. Let's see how bad this slide was.
Oh, my God.
Oh, and his thumb looked like it bent a little back. That was just so, why even attempt that? You know you're not a good defender.
You need to know your strengths and weaknesses in life, and you need to know that you don't make those plays.
He knows that shit hurts. He's chugging through it right now. 2 runners in scoring position for Ben Rice, and Little misses away. Yeah, Nick Kurtz, who was drafted 4th overall a year ago, mind you. 36 home runs, 86 RBIs, a 290 average, and a 170 WRC plus. Just absurd. Not even fair.
This is starting to give me some getting away from you kind of vibes right now.
What do you mean by that?
I think I'm starting to feel like this game's getting away from the Jays.
Oh yeah, I mean, how can you not feel that way right now? Well, a single.
I was good
lead.
Good with the 2 runs on the board. I was good, but second and third with 1 out.
Santander, and that's a sac fly. It's a 3-run deficit. Yeah, I would say, I think that, like I said, I think the Yankees have it in the bag tonight. I think for them to rally back 5 runs is just something that they will not stomach the idea of still losing this game of.
So this will be interesting. This is going to this Yankee bullpen now.
And shout out Stacy in the chat. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for that. Shea Langeliers, my friend, 31 home runs, 72 RBIs this year. Dog.
This is amazing. You have to keep this game. You got to keep this game right here. They're going to Rodriguez. You have to keep this game right here because you know the Yankees have some bullpen shenanigans in them tonight, and you need to keep this game close enough to where you can capitalize on that.
I will say this though, I'm genuinely impressed. I really didn't think the Yankees were gonna rally all the way back by that much down. Felt like an easy circumstance where they would roll over. I'm used to my Mets rolling over in a circumstance like that, so I'm not accustomed to seeing this team do a thing called rally.
Yeah, I saw this I saw this coming. I mean, I knew that they were going to get their runs. The problem is the Jays have stopped putting up runs. They need to answer back.
Right.
It'd be interesting. It'll be very curious to see what Jays fans are feeling after this game. If this goes the way it looks like it's going to go, what are the vibes? Is there calmness? Is there confidence that you're still up in the series? The Yankees have to win 3 in a row. That seems like that's a tough task. I don't know. I have to adjust the start time for my live stream though, because that's obviously not starting at 11 o'clock.
Yeah, you got to keep pushing it.
We'll go 11:30. We'll change that to 11:30.
I gotta commend you. You are standing at that desk for prolonged periods of time.
Oh yeah.
What would you say is the easiest thing to keep you chugging for the days that you're doing like anywhere from 3 to 5 plus hours of work behind there?
If you notice, so I can stand up for 3 hours without even thinking about it. I mean, think about people that work retail, right? You're standing at the register for 3 hours. It's not hard.
No,
I can stand up.
I know.
The ones that get me are the trade deadline. And those long marathon streams that turn into like 6, 7, 8 hours, that is where, if you'll ever notice, I usually dip out for like 20 minutes. I'll leave.
You'll do. I've done it too. You take a break and then you just keep the live stream running. It's smart.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I put a be right back on the screen and I'll disappear.
It takes like a 20-minute
I
nap.
literally go and sit down. I get some food and I go sit down for 20 minutes and then I get back up and right back at it. But I would say it definitely really trains. Yeah, train your body to stand up for that long. In the beginning, when I started doing that, I definitely felt after like 3 or 4 hours, it was like, oh, I'm sore. But now I'm standing so much that I think I've trained my body to stand.
That's good. Standing is a good thing. What's also good for Blue Jays fans is they finally get out of the inning. Standing with a little bit of a comebacker right to him, and that does it there. We now head to the 7th. Blue Jays down 9-6.
It's Guerrero, right? Because I think Schneider was retired. He was the final out, wasn't he?
Well, I believe so.
Yes. No. Yes. Or was it George? Why is this box score not updating? Come on. I've got MLB Savant up, and it's not updating. So I have to refresh that. Yeah, so it'll be Vladdy to lead off. top of the 7th. So Vladdy should get, if unless you go in order, there's a good chance Vladdy gets 2 more at-bats. You got to start chipping away now. Chip away now. I mean, take the lead back. Go out and get it back now. Let's have a rally. But at the very least, put 1 or 2 on the board now. Get deep. Get through this lineup to a situation where you get yourself another Vladdy at bat in the 9th inning. That's what needs to happen.
Jim, I don't know how this is possible, but I just came across someone else's live stream. I won't say names. That has a YouTube following of almost 9,000 subscribers that covers solely the Yankees.
Yeah.
And their concurrent of their live stream is 10 people. How are we doing laps around someone like that? How are they not hitting the algo? I don't understand. Like,
yeah.
Was it the thumbnail? Like, I want to know.
I bet. So I would be interested in, God, Adam hasn't moved. I really don't think Adam's alive anymore.
Wait, Adam who? What are we talking about?
From Blue Jays Today.
Oh, yeah, he's good.
So here's the thing. So you've got Talking Yanks. You've got NYY Underground. There's got to be more than that, right? There's another. Is that it? Last year when the Yanks were in the postseason, there were, I can't remember who the other guy is. There were like 3 or 4 big Yankee streamers live during games. So I think the problem is just breaking through max coverage TV. There's just so many Yankee YouTube channels.
That's a good
point. I think it's Yankees. I think it's Yankees Avenue. Is that who? Yeah, Yankees Avenue. I can't remember his name, but he's a big Yankee YouTuber. He's got 100,000 subscribers. He works. He does some stuff with John Boy too. I think he might even be on John Boy's payroll.
I know. He told George Springer how much he loved him a couple months ago, if you remember.
Yeah. So you've got Yankees Avenue, you've got John Boy, you've got NYY Underground. There's this Max Coverage TV. So there's like to try to break through in the Yankees YouTube space is like that's got to be such an uphill battle.
I'm grateful I don't have to worry about that though. That's why Talking Yanks has almost 10,000 concurrent, but they are the face of Yankees podcasting.
Yeah.
I will say this though, I think we have the best thumbnail out of everyone right now.
100%.
I do like the thumbnail game versus others.
100%. All right, Vladdy, here we go. I got to lock back in on this Vladdy.
And it's kind of fitting how both Vladdy and Judge hit home runs tonight, and they were on the thumbnail. So there you go.
Oh, dude, that was. I think the baseball gods are not smiling down on the Blue Jays tonight. I think they are favoring the pinstripes.
You think so? The 2-2?
I think so.
So what makes you say that now, but not when the Blue Jays are winning 6-1? I don't understand.
You'll see in a minute. You'll see in a minute.
Line her right back into the glove of Williams, and there's one away. That's my guess. Let's see. Oh, just a little pop up in the infield instead.
Like like last year, that's an error. That ball's on the ground.
That's a good point. Yeah,
the Blue Jays have had easier defensive situations than that, where they have the guy by themselves on a ball hit to them, and they haven't been able to catch it. The Yankees have 2 guys run into each other behind the bag, and they still make the play. Yeah, you need to get something going this inning for multiple reasons. You need to chip away the lead, and you need to get yourself in a position where you can get back into the top of the lineup in the 9th inning. If you go 1, 2, 3 here, this almost seals your fate. Let's see, what do? They got they're going Williams now. Who pitches the 8th?
I don't know. That's a great question. Who do we
Because
think?
Bednar's the 9th.
Bednar's the 9th. Yep.
Who is the 8th? Do they split the 8th between Williams and Bednar? If Williams can get out of this with a low pitch count, Kirk's got to try to drive that pitch count up. But that's what I wonder, if you get to a situation where Williams starts the 8th and then Bednar comes in and gets the final out, or if there's trouble, you go to Bednar. I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see, because who do you please send Weaver out there? Like, I would love for that. Send Weaver out there in the 8th inning.
Matt, I think there's definitely a correlation between the success of the teams to a degree and what you look up, because you said your feed last year was a lot of Mets and Yankees. Well, it makes sense given the runs both the Mets and the Yankees had last year. Whereas this year you said it's the Phillies. Well, what have the Phillies done? They're actively playing the Dodgers in playoffs, and if you're a Dodger fan, then the algorithm's going to pick that up. And secondly, the Dodgers also kind of got their teeth kicked in all year long by the Phillies for the most part in each the past couple seasons. So I wonder if that connects at all too, because you're not only watching a bit more Philly content, but you're also watching content, where the Phillies have been a very good team out of the National League this year, so they're hitting the algorithm a bit more. Warning track power, but that's all we got from Alejandro, and there's 2 away in the top of the 7th.
Just missed that. I mean, that is millimeters on the bat. That is so close.
Who pitches game 4?
I thought they would go Gausman on short rest, and then Savage gets game 5, but that's the other problem with Bieber with pulling Bieber early puts the Jays in a situation where they're going through the entire bullpen tonight. And what gives you the confidence that you could have a bullpen day tomorrow? Bassett's not on the roster. Scherzer's not on the roster. I think you have to go Gausman on short rest. I don't know. I think you go I don't think it's been announced. I think it's still TBD. They probably wanted to wait and see how this goes. I think you got to go back to Gausman on short rest.
Do you know what the history is of teams in the American League that have won the first 2 games that win the series?
89%.
Okay. It's not bad. I don't hate those odds.
Yeah, I mean, look, the Yankees winning this game, Jay's up, 5-1, 6-1, whatever it was. Like, you
inside of our show, 1 and 2.
You start to taste the win when you have that kind of a lead, so you want it. But I was fully prepared and almost expected the Yankees to get this game. This is no surprise.
I did it, like I said, my pregame prediction was that the Yanks would win today. I just was not expecting to be in this fashion. That's been the biggest surprise.
Oh yeah, this has been
of it.
Yeah, no, the Yankees have been outside of that Rodon start. This has been impressive. Now, there's going to be a lot of confidence going with Schlittler, and I don't know. Again, he struck out a ton of Boston hitters. Boston strikes out a lot, so the strikeouts were there to be had.
Right.
Cam Schlittler pitching against the Toronto Blue Jays, you're not going to rack up the strikeouts. It's not going to be like Boston, just like Rodon. That's his strength. It's generating the swing and miss, racking up strikeouts. You're not going to get that. So you are all of a sudden you're reduced to a pitcher that is giving up contact. And how does that work? It did not work for Rodon tonight. I think Yankee fans, the confidence of Schlittler, there it is, taking the game, taking the start, taking the ball, the confidence should be there, rightfully so, after his start against the Red Sox. But as a Jays fan, the lack of strikeout, the lack of swing and miss in this lineup, I still feel like they can get to him, get to Cam Schlittler, and put up runs on him. I don't think he goes through and tears through this lineup. See, here's the other thing. Think about this. In those first two games, part of the problem, like literally the problem that the Yankees had to deal with was the splitter was eating them alive. Kevin Gausman throws a splitter. Trey Savage throws a splitter. And their swing and miss rates were through the roof on that pitch. They haven't really seen that pitch today. And they're putting up runs. And then not yesterday, but in game 2, after Savage came out of the game, got into the Blue Jays bullpen, they start putting up runs on the Blue Jays bullpen. The splitter seems to be the equalizer. And if I'm the Blue Jays, I want to get back to that. If I'm the Jays, I want, even though it's going to be short rest, I want 2 shots with 2 guys that throw an incredible splitter back on the bump against the team that has shown that they can't handle that pitch. So I almost need to go back to Kevin Gausman for that fact, that I need 2 games with splitter dominant pitchers.
Splitters will always be an X factor. You know, I feel like as I love to call them, the either the 3 or the 4 S's, splitters, sinkers, sliders, sweepers.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun that comes with that S
word,
as long as you play it right.
Yeah.
Splitters in particular, we know how much of a difference maker they can be. Just like your Savage, what has been your reactions to seeing his dominance the way that he did? Like he made this Yankee lineup look like, you know, a man against children every time that they were going up and going down. Let's be honest with you.
It's exciting to see somebody that young and in that moment be that in control and show that much poise for the future of what that means for this organization. It's incredible. You know, he is obviously a main focal point in that rotation next year, and you have him for cheap for 6 more years. This year is not going to start a full service year clock thing. So they're still going to have 6 years with Savage under control at a relatively team-friendly, well, not relatively, considering what he's going to bring to the table, it's going to be a team-friendly dollar amount for what he possesses. So what that then allows you to do to adding the talent around him, you know, the Toronto Blue Jays, you've got a situation where Gausman's gone in 2 years, Bassett and Scherzer are gone now. You've got Savage, you have another year of Gausman, you have a couple more years of Barrios. You can sign this offseason one of the top starting pitchers to a contract that could come to an end even before Savage starts making big money. So to have that opportunity, just from that financial and roster building perspective, is huge. Oh boy, now they're going through a montage of all the Blue Jays screw ups. Thanks, Fox.
What if I told you one of Ranger Suarez or Framber Valdez would be a Blue Jay next season?
I'd love it. Give it, feed me that. I'll take it all day. I'll eat that up.
Would you eat that up even if it came at a 6-year or 7-year contract? Would you still eat that up?
I don't know if it gets that far. Feels like those two probably get what was the longest? I'm interested. I'm surprised I don't know this off the top of my head. The longest.
You have to think they're going to base it in similarity to Max Fried.
Right, and Max Fried. See, that's a Yankees exception almost, because the way the Yankees handle things, to reduce the AAV, they give the extra years, whereas other teams would rather pay that same amount of money over a shorter term.
Right.
So the dollars will be there. The dollars will probably be comparable to Max Fried, but there will be the ability to shorten the number of years. And I gotta look that up now. How many years did Max get?
Max, I believe,
8 years. So he got eight for 218. So another team for these two,
for
maybe go
say 6, 180.
6. And if that's what you do, again, you have. You sort of build your rotation around Savage and that guy. Gosman leaves after next year. You have Barrios, who has a couple more years left, and then he's gone. Considering how much they had invested in Bassett and Max Fried, if you put that into one player,
And the
that'd be
2-1.
like
Swing and
$25
miss from
million bucks.
Jazz.
And that can go towards that could take a significant chunk of that AAV for a guy like Valdez or Suarez.
Do you think there's any role where Bassett runs it back on a 1-year deal?
I don't think the Blue Jays bring him back.
You think that the ship sailed there?
Well, actually, no, I don't know. With the looming CBA situation, the Jays may not be interested
Jazz flies out to
in.
left.
There may be a lot of teams not interested in those deals right now, and a 1-year deal for Chris Bassett at $30 million, $25 million. Jays may be more into that than paying Ranger Suarez for a year and there's no baseball.
That's true.
So that 2027 season is going to be
all
a
the
thorn in our
long-term
side this
contracts
offseason.
that are being demanded this offseason are going to be so fascinating to figure out because of the looming CBA after 2026. You know,
Yeah.
how much do players look at that and say, we need to get our bag now versus how much do teams look at that and say to what you just referenced, no, we don't want to commit to guys knowing there's so much uncertainty in the years going forward. Because not that I hope it or believe it'll come to fruition, but just the notion of a salary cap being floated is very detrimental to negotiations in its own right. But there's a lot of uncertainty as we move forward there.
I think we'll see so few 2-year deals. I think those will be few and far between. Nobody's going to want to lock in. So you'll have 3-year deals, 4. I think the long-term contracts like that, like those 5, 6, 7-year contracts, shouldn't be impacted too much. It'll be those shorter-term deals. Is it worth it to pay somebody 3 years worth when you may only get 2 years out of them? You know, and you're definitely not going to do a 2-year deal considering maybe you only get 1 year.
No, that makes sense.
All right, let's put Volpe away here and try. I actually think that I'm going to probably, to get ready for my live stream, probably hop off after the top of the 8th, I think.
Okay.
We're going to watch the rest of this 7th, and then we'll see what happens in the top of the 8th. And then I'm going to get, I think I'm going to get ready.
Yeah, no, that sounds good. Thank you again for joining. Definitely has made this more enjoyable. Not that I don't enjoy the chat, because I always do, but especially first live show here. Want to do it with someone who actually reps one of the teams. So thank you for that. Just wish it came under better circumstance, from start to finish, right? It started great. It was fantastic. But by the time you came in here, let's be honest with ourselves, Jim, it kind of fell down not long after that.
Oh, man, dude, is that the problem? Do I need to get out of here now? Superstition is a thing. Do I need? Is this if I leave and they
if I leave now, I still have 9 outs to work with.
Right. No, that is an interesting. That's interesting. I came in here and it was. There've been a lot of runs by the Yankees and not so many runs by the Blue Jays since I got here.
Barger doesn't botch that one, and we now head to the top of the 8th.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts about the reliever that we just saw, by the way?
Rodriguez?
Yeah, because he was a fascinating story when he was first coming out of Cuba and, staying in, I believe, Puerto Rico, where he was trading for a while. And then you guys ultimately signed him. But he's had a good year for you guys, right?
He did. Yeah, this was a good year for him. A good a good step forward because he struggled in his first year, which you would expect. So you're looking for that bounce back. He was definitely one of the more reliable arms for the Blue Jays this year, and was a nice pickup for this team. 2025, and right now he's not really built up to go long, but when you're thinking about that rotation, he's a guy that we a few minutes ago talking about the Jays rotation and how things play out. Like he could slide into a starting pitching role next year. He's got the versatility to do that. But he was great this year for Toronto. And I like the future prospects with him and how he's shown he can be a really good dominant arm in the pen. And we know if you stretch him out, he could star for you.
Yeah, I think he's one of these guys that's going to continue to hopefully trend upward for them, especially when you look at the not only breakout that he had this year, but the breakout that a lot of Blue Jays pitchers had this year. A lot of things went right for you guys. So how much would you say you credit that to your current pitching lab and your pitching coaches? Or would you say that this was kind of a nice blend of that paired with guys that we expected to kind of break out to a degree?
Well, Pete Walker's always been good. The pitching has always been an area where teams are confident. The problem was the hitting. Right. And the new hitting instructor and the philosophy that Popkins brought in was a big shift, and we've seen the results. I mean, this is a team that doesn't strike out. We're going into these late innings here. You're down. You're trying to mount a rally. You're looking to put the ball in play. You're looking for anything to put the other team on their heels. And we're going to go in here, and I'm not expecting to see Devin Williams blow through this Blue Jays lineup and strike a bunch of guys out. I'm expecting some quality at bats, and that's what you need at this point. And that's Popkins. The approach, the philosophy he brings to this lineup and instilled in these guys. So here we go. Ernie Clement, man, let's do it.
Come on, Ernie. Unless if Ernie doesn't step up, we'll just call Bert.
Yeah. What he's been. Oh, there we go, Devin Williams. Come on, man. Let that one sails. Let's go, Devin. Let's get in your head. Come on, little in your head. Not again.
I just realized tomorrow is going to be a gauntlet of playoff baseball.
Yeah,
we have potentially the final game of the Mariners Tigers at 3:00, where Casey Mize, aka what's his face? Why am I blanking on his name so much right now? AJ Przenski. Looks exactly like him if you actually see side by side. Can't unsee it now. You got Brewers Cubs, one Brewer Crew is one away, in the not fifth, more like 5 p.m. Eastern, and then you got Yanks Jays tomorrow at 7 with Schlittler on the mound.
Yep.
And then you got potentially. Oh my God, how insane will it be if tomorrow is the elimination games and concludes for every single series? That can happen tomorrow. Mm-hmm. That can happen tomorrow.
Tomorrow is.
Oh my God! It's Yamamoto versus Rangers Suarez at Dodger Stadium. You think the Dodgers aren't going to sleep? Yeah, okay, bud. I'll worry about it when I see Schwarber hit his second bomb of the game and they're up 7. Otherwise, I'm not buying it.
And tomorrow is setting up to be a huge day of baseball.
Tomorrow's a massive day of baseball, which reminds me, given the timing of these games, I'm trying to think when's best for me to go live. I'm kind of damned. I have to do a jersey giveaway tomorrow, so that's why I got to do a live stream. It's more for the sake of like getting that out there than anything else. But I'll figure out topics to talk about. We got stuff to always chop it up in Metsland on.
If you go, what's that third game? Is the Dodgers and Phillies? They'll be the late game because they're out west, right?
Correct. That game starts at 9.
So you have Brewers and Cubs.
So everything should ideally be done by midnight Eastern tomorrow.
Yeah.
Which is basically what we're getting today, so that's fitting.
Yeah. We're getting to a point where Devin Williams is throwing a lot of pitches.
He is throwing a lot of pitches. All Anthony Santander needs is a nice little 2-run shot to put the Jays right back in this ball game. What's your thoughts about Santander too? Missed like the whole year with injury.
Yeah.
First year.
Just a lost year. Just a lost year. Think about next year. Get him healthy. Get him locked in.
Did you like this signing when it happened?
Oh yeah, I was excited.
Okay.
I know that some of the metrics weren't great, and I did not, even if he had played a full year, I did not expect him to repeat the slug and the home run numbers that he had put up with the Orioles.
Right.
But I still thought we had a good 30 homer power bat in the lineup, and then he just wasn't there all year. Oof. So that's just a wasted year. You can't really judge anything, and even anything he's doing now. I mean, do you think he's really got his timing down? Do you think he's really feeling comfortable? I would say probably not.
Yeah, I would agree there. He lost his whole season. That's like how Sean Manaea was for the Mets on the pitching end. Just wasn't the same due to his injuries.
Yep. And they are going to go to Bednar. So this is what was forecasting, that they would sort of share the last 3 innings, these two. Bednar's the guy I wanted the Jays to get at the deadline, too.
Oh, yeah, no, he's nasty.
I really wanted David Bednar.
That I don't blame you for. David Bednar is legit, no doubt.
And he's around next year, too.
Yep. And for what they gave up for him, it was definitely not a bad trade.
No, when that trade happened, that was one of those, you looked at it and you're like, really?
Yeah.
We couldn't do that?
Yep. I don't know what it is about my damn chair, but if I adjust in the slightest bit, sometimes it just drops automatically without me.
You lose the elevator.
It's doing it again. See, look.
Right, down he goes.
Down he goes.
Ground floor.
As if I wasn't already close to the ground enough. How short do I need to be?
You sounds like you need a new chair.
You're not wrong. This wasn't.
I've had 2 times
down because of this exact problem. It was
2
better than
times
my previous chair.
I've gotten twice a chair company reach out to me about sponsorships.
Oh, same. I don't want your gaming chair.
It's the worst because they want me to do a gaming chair, and I stand up. I'm like, what do you do? Why are you reaching out to me?
Those gaming chairs aren't even comfortable. You're better off. Trust me, Jim. That's it.
I was like, what am I gonna do with this? You're a chair company reaching out to me. You don't watch. Are you paying attention?
They're like, oh, we admire your content so much.
Yeah.
Like, do
we
you?
think you'd be a great partner. It's like, no, you don't. Maybe they figure if they're the chair that gets me to sit down, then it must be a good chair, and that's the creative. Guys, I used to stand up for all of my live streams because I just didn't have the right chair. However, this chair from XYZ Chair Company really is comfortable.
My favorite emails are the ones from supposed sponsors or just people of interest, and they're like, oh, yeah, we came across your website, and we were really impressed. I'm like, oh, were you? I don't have a website. Yeah.
Right.
If
Dude,
red flag number
so
one
much...
is when you can't even use the proper terminology for what you're trying to pitch to me.
Right.
Or it's like greetings. Like if it starts with greetings, 9 out of 10 times there's nothing for them to greet you with.
There's so much spam in emails right now with these fake overseas.
I can tell you right now, a friendly
it's
word.
Crazy.
Let's see. Get more than 2,000 Instagram followers and 2,000 YouTube subscribers quickly.
Oh.
Distribute and monetize on Microsoft Start. Going down the list, there's so
crazy.
many I have. These are just at the top of my email list right now.
There are a overabundance of that, and I get them, and I'm not even talking about those. I'm talking about hey, we're so and so, so and so company, and we're interested in partnering with you for sponsorship. I take those, I'll just forward them on to my agent, and he's like, yeah, sorry, unfortunately, it's spam. Like every single time, it's just more spam.
Now, when you say agent, did you go to something like bigger, kind of like Table Rock or something, or did you go to somewhere more like independent?
It is me and Robbie ended up going to the same guy. What's 10? Hold on, 1026 Ventures.
Oh yes, yeah. No, they reached out to me. Yeah, no, they seem like good people.
Yeah, they do a good job.
How often would you say that you've been getting deals through them since you started working with them?
Since I've been going, I mean, they have brought opportunities to me. Usually, every month, I'm getting something new in front of me, and I've been able to carry some good sponsors. Manta has been 3 months now. There
Yeah, I'm
was
working with them right now too. Yep.
a couple factor ads. There's a Kalshi partnership right now. So there's or sponsorship right now. So they've brought some good some good companies that it's good products. Like it's not stuff that I feel like I'm just like schlepping to get an ad read in. It's good stuff.
Good.
It's good reputable sponsorships.
Good. No, I'm happy to hear that. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
they have good people over there. I think one of the guys that works with them, Borna knows as well. He worked with previously
Yeah.
or something along those lines. No,
Yeah.
I'm happy to hear that. And we'll have to talk either through them or with Borna too separately about figuring out if we can get anyone for spring training. That's definitely something we're gonna have to look into.
Yep, spring training. We should look into that. I will say, I know we talked last year about timing. I am all about the late February timing this year.
Yeah, can we try to actually pounce on the beginning of spring training when the hype's there?
I think
that's like the entire point.
It's got to be it's for me. It'll be a must because once we get into March, the spring season for select baseball is going to be really kicking into high gear, and me being one of the
course,
coaches.
Joseph, have a great one, my guy. Thank you for chiming in.
I don't think I want to bail on a week of coaching at the beginning of the spring season, but when we're in February, we're still going to be doing winter workouts. So the February the kickoff of spring training will be like a must for me. I don't think I'd be able to do March.
The only
this
thing
year.
that sucks about that, just thinking about it now, is I don't think we're going to have a World Baseball Classic game that we can squeeze in that same time period. So that's
No, I know.
That's the
timing,
big wrench now that damn. So you know what?
That's true.
we got
a lot to think about with that.
I can bite the bullet by not doing it for a World Baseball Classic game if it means that we're actually going to be like at whether it's St. Lucie and or like Fort Lauderdale or wherever for the like opening week. Otherwise, it really kind of defeats the purpose at times. It doesn't defeat the purpose. That's not true, but it's a better excuse of a nice work crater trip for when things are hot, whereas we're kind of grasping for straws when we're doing it middle of March.
Yeah, no, I think there's more storylines. There's more to talk about at the beginning. I'm waiting on that.
Are we heading to the bottom of the eighth?
We are heading to the bottom of the eighth. First pitch is coming. I was just about to say I'm probably going to poof and disappear now.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to turn into a pumpkin.
Well, here, maybe you disappear and we'll give the Jays some runs. So
Jim,
exactly. I would like to thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate that. To everybody that chimed in throughout the live stream tonight, please wish Jim a farewell. Check him out as he'll be live directly after the conclusion of this baseball game at Ballcap Sports, covering his reaction and immediate analysis to the New York Yankees trying to prevail here in Game 3 between themselves and the Blue Jays. Jim, thank you so much again. We'll talk soon off air, but you have a great night, okay?
It was fun, man. You too.
Thank you so much. Shout out to Jim. We appreciate him. Now, everybody, now let's continue on the live show for just a short bit that we have left here between the Yankees and the Blue Jays. And right back to where we were here is that we have currently a 1-2 count from Nance to Austin Wells. Wells who has himself an RBI and a run scored today. 1-2 on the count currently. I think the Jays need Sasaki right now. Yeah, I mean, listen, Roki Sasaki's a very nice arm. Let's see if he can continue to bode well for Blue Jays and their Dodgers and their fans. Austin Wells rips himself a single, everybody, and there's a leadoff runner on here in the bottom of the eighth. Thank you, Stacy. I appreciate it. 1-0 on the count here to Trent Grisham. Grisham, who's a pending free agent at the end of the calendar season, as is the case with Cody Bellinger and a couple other pieces that the Yanks currently have. He rips himself nothing because it's back-to-back balls. So Grisham's on a 2-0 count. Austin Wells is the leadoff runner that's already on. And the Yankees are looking to add more insurance, getting a little cherry on top, which would be the case here with more added runs in the bottom of the 8th. Already up by 3 as David Bednar gets set for the 9th inning for the New York Yankees. "3-0 now on the count, Austin Wells. In case you guys are wondering how the ballgame has fared offensively, this is your New York Yankee lineup. Aaron Judge, a 3-for-3 game thus far with a towering 3-run home run that just stayed fair to left. After that, we saw Jazz Chisholm smoke one, middle, see ya for a bomb of his own there. And Austin Wells nipping away, and that's what you got from a rock-solid Yankee offense. And listen, not a bad offense by the Blue Jays today at all to this point. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. smacked his 3rd home run in as many games here in this ALDS, paired with a Mr. Clement, who's been 4 for 4, looking fantastic, is Mr. Clement at second base. Unfortunately for them, not a whole lot else to love on the offensive end for a Blue Jays team that has not shown up offensively in this ballgame since the 3rd inning. Harmony, last year my son wanted the Mets to win the World Series. This year it's the Blue Jays, and he's named after Kershaw. What did I do wrong? Well, there's a lot of things. Now, all jokes aside. Love the fact that he's named after Kershaw. That's really cool. Shout out Clayton. And listen, sometimes the heart wants what the heart wants. You know, if you're going to go out your way to name your son after a player or in reference to a team, you got to understand that maybe they're going to deviate away. You know, sometimes they don't like the idea that, oh, I'm supposed to be this. It makes me want to be this instead, which naturally has me concerned for my, just over 1-year-old son, Shea, who's naturally named in part after Shea Stadium. You know, if he's a fan of any team outside the New York Mets, I'm probably going to want to push him. Like I'm going to want to have a reaction of like, hey, you can't be doing that. Like that's sacrilegious here. What are you talking about? Aaron Judge grounds out everybody, and there's 2 away here. And there's Belly getting on with an intentional walk. 1 on, 1 away. 2 on, 2 away is what I should say. For Ben Rice. So we're intentionally walking Cody Bellinger to face Ben Rice. I don't know if that's a smart move, but hey, we'll wait and see. I also got to say, I haven't done a live stream this long to this small of an audience in so long, and I'm not going to lie, it's refreshing. It's so different. I'm not used to this. I don't say that, with cockiness or anything like that. For those that don't know me, my following covering the Mets is far superior to here on WardyMLB naturally, because that's where I do my daily coverage for, and I've been doing that for over 5 years now. So my last live stream was 600 to 1,000 concurrent. Tonight we're sitting around 20. It's really cool to kind of see the difference, because there's one thing that I enjoy about chats like this, even though you obviously always want larger viewership. Never going to complain when it doesn't happen, because it doesn't happen with the algorithm sometimes, especially a new channel like this. But there's one thing that I really do appreciate, is that I can kind of have more one-on-one interaction with some people versus what I otherwise would when I have hundreds of people watching and chatting, which I of course, appreciate, but can't get to nearly as many comments because of it. Like, Roy, I can answer your comment 10 times over tonight because we only got a handful of people in here. And you say, Wardy, how is the hogwash doing? Is he in good mental health? No, last year he had a meltdown. Good to see you were holding it. Oh, yeah, no, I'm doing good, Roy. Hope you were doing well, my friend. Borna's doing great, actually. People don't know this, but Borna is a full-time agent, and he represents me and a lot of other people in the creator space. So the reason why he has not been doing San Diego Padres content is because he's doing his actual, like, work, like his full-time job, and that's taken up way too much time where he cannot even commit to his favorite hobby, which was live reacting and making Padres content on the side, because he turned that hobby into a full-time profession, going from a creator to a creator now representing fellow creators in the space. He's doing very good, though. Yeah, no ill will at all with Borna and what's going on with him. He's just having a life change more than anything. You know, he was never one of those that was going to stay a full-time content creator or anything like that, because he really wasn't one for a long period of time. Alex says, I've already told my 2-year-old, don't be a Mets fan like me. Do yourself a favor. Exactly, Alex. Learn from my Rons. Jose Caballero gets himself on with a single here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Giancarlo Stanton pops out, and that'll do it for the inning, folks. We head to the top of the 9th. The Yankees have a 3-run lead. Will the Blue Jays roll over like they've done since the 3rd inning, or will we get a flair for the dramatic of the 9th? Let's find out. You know, so am I, Harmony. Springer, Lukes, and Vladdy. 1, 2, 3. That's what we have for the top of the 9th. Last look for the Jays top of the order. You said it, Joseph. I would love to see one more Vladdy bomb just to remind him of what's to come for Game 4. Ever since Ron Darlington Jazz Chisholm, Chisholm, that's what I've stuck with calling him. I work for an international baseball team. I get exhausted with baseball sometimes. How do you do it? Well, I commend you if you work for an actual international baseball team. That's a grueling thing all year round, I'm sure. It's just one of those things like anything else. Once it becomes more of a routine, you get so used to the flow of it. It just becomes part of kind of your daily go about with things. Like, this has been full-time work for me more than it has been just a hobby for 4 years now, at least, if not longer. So it's always been a priority that I know I have to go make content each day, even if they say there's days where I'm not necessarily in the best mood to do it, or there isn't a whole lot to talk about, whatever the case may be. You always find a way, especially when you have priorities, at large here. So that's kind of how my outlook is on it, along with, there's always things to talk about, and I always have something to say as a sports fan. So especially when things of significance happen for my favorite teams, or teams that I love to hate, or just areas I feel that I can share an opinion on and be confident in doing so, that's kind of what leads me to doing like what we're doing here. As George Springer strikes out, one away for David Bednar. One on one on the count, as that's going to be a ball taken inside there by a Lukes from Bednar. Nasty splitting D. Joseph. One of the better ones you'll see out of that Yanks bullpen. And the 1-1 from Bednar to Lukes. He sets. And the pitch. Called strike. Curveball upstairs. No one's home. It's 1-2. If you guys couldn't tell, I'm really breaking down now. We're right at the bitter end of this thing. So almost a 4-hour-long live stream's really catching up to me now. You don't have to do a lot to really get burnt out, but that's where we're at the moment. Ah. Two away. Another nasty strike on the splitter, this time to Lukes. And we are down to the best hitter in this entire series, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I am yawning like Jazz. The only difference is I'm yawning after the Yankees take a 3-run lead. Now when they're down by 5, or whatever the case was earlier. I saw you got way too much more. He got way too much flack for that on social media already, which was ridiculous. One and 0, 2-0. Are we really gonna walk Vladdy? Can you just challenge him, David? Don't be a wuss. Don't be a wuss, David. Come on. Challenge him. 2-0 on the count of Vladimir Guerrero Jr. He's 2 for 3 tonight. That's a ridiculous call. Ridiculous call. That's a strike every single day of the week. More in the zone than not. Instead, it's 3-0. That's a ridiculous call. Called strike down the pipe. 3-1. Headers count to Vladdy. A home run would make it a 2-run deficit for Toronto. An offense that has done nothing today, with the exception of what Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and one Clement have done. Three and 2 now after the foul tip. Toronto is down to their final strike of the night. Blue Jays, who had a 5-run lead in this ball game, will now get set for a Game 4 tomorrow at Yankee Stadium. as that'll be hacked away off foul by Vlad. He's staying alive 6 pitches into this at-bat. Maybe the ump is a Jays fan. Doubtful. And the 3-2 from Bednar to Vladdy. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. grounds out. The New York Yankees complete the comeback and secure a Game 3 ALDS victory. Thank you guys so much to each and every one of you watching. I really do appreciate it. Game 4 will be tomorrow, 7 p.m. Eastern. And I don't know if we're going to cover it, guys. If I got to be honest with you, I don't know if we're going to be able to do back-to-back. Probably not, because I already have to do a live stream for the Mets tomorrow evening. But I would like to thank everyone so much that chimed into the content today. I really do appreciate it. And be on the lookout, because we will more than likely have another form of content on the WardyMLB platform out this week, to be determined on exact timing and everything in between. But to all my Mets fans, check out WardyNYM. Thank you guys so much. Everybody that chimed in, to the max 40, to the current 10 or so, know that I greatly appreciate every single one of you. And this is the first of many more forms of content for MLB-related discussions here to be had on the WardyMLB platform, presented by Stark Raven Sports. Have a fantastic night, everybody. Congratulations, Yankees fans. Let's see what happens now and what's going to be a massive do or